Hello, Moth
Hello.
specifically. Hello.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hello.
I'm gonna try to
Alright.
take notes. They will be bad.
Me too.
They're out here trying, Moth. They're trying. Okay. Well, hello, my boobs that were able to join for the high level, high stakes. This is session one, uh, the Dawnseekers Descent. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy this mini campaign ride we're about to go on.
I'm not scared at all.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
It's so funny because I'm listening to this music. I'm like, this, this is okay. That's okay.
Oh my god, what is happening?
Okay.
I forgot how this doesn't like popping out character sheets, but anyway.
But yes, expansion. A continuous change, ever growing, an extension of one to another. More and more. It's a never ending process that knows not even its own point of completion. This world is always expanding, growing, being discovered and molded into what is needed for its inhabitants. The accommodations being made for some and not so much for others is always a risk when discoveries are made. I mean, who truly knew what buried secrets lie beneath the untouched surface? There's only one way to find out, let alone only the bravest would dare to dream of finding it out. Our story takes place in the Vosshire Chasm, a land deep beneath the waters. Mm, oh, forgive me. Did you think that I meant underwater? No, 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 no. Our story won't be taking place in an underwater setting. Surely not. There is a massive crack that forms at the ocean floor, but at some times when the water levels are a bit lower, the opening is accessible enough to where someone could just scrape by and start the descent. Perhaps, maybe it would be more accurate for me to say that our story starts within Cavernspire. It's a city tucked up against the tall mountains of Vosshire. A beautifully illuminated city full of wonder and magics, colorful cultures, and even more colorful people. And what started as just the tiniest little mustard seed of land was explored and transformed into one of the many utopias here beneath the surface level. Ah, but where was I? Right. Expansion. Expanding. The world is always expanding, moving along growing points and never knowing completion. You would think that a place loomed over all sides with a massive body of water would be grateful. But greed is only one root of evil here. So I look to you all. Try not to drown in them. Kestrel,
Ha!
a virtuous spirit, a beacon of light and hope to so many. Please, describe yourself.
Oh no, I'm first. Uh, Kestrel is a half-elf paladin. He's got, for the physical, he's got undercut, pulled back hair, some tattoos going on. He looks like you might imagine a beacon of hope kind of looking like. Um, he's a paladin of glory. So it's not too inaccurate to describe him as a cheerleader in a lot of ways. You know?
Love that. Love that.
He's always ready to, make sure all of his allies know how much he believes in them and how excited he is to continue on with the adventures that they've been having. That's pretty much it.
Love it.
Handsome and brave as our paladin. Kestrel, you stand at the epicenter of a grand marble staircase, surrounded by the viscera of mutilated bodies piled in droves around you and at your feet. The marble is dripping in the lifeblood that has been drained from these bodies, and the air smells of rotting flesh, heavy notes of copper, and you look at your hands. Blood covers them. Your beautiful, normally shined armor is stained in blood. You don't know how you could do this, what could have done this. A glance forward and you see your holy avenger sticking from the back of a corpse closest to you. Clad in armor, and in final moments a hand reached out to your garments and holding.
Is it anyone I recognize?
Why don't you make me a perception check?
First roll.
Oh shit!
Oh god, how does he have such... Okay, alright, this is...
You got this. Oh.
I assuredly don't. Listen, he's a bit shaken up.
Oh no. What is happening?
It's a good start. Auspicious start.
With a 7. You can tell that you have definitely made quite a cleave through whoever this is that is holding on to the hem of your garment.
Can I just look at them, like roll them over, and if there's a helmet, remove it?
As you begin to roll over this individual, you hear as they stare at you and their eyes are beginning to roll back in their head. And the moment that you remove a helmet, you see very dark locks,
Oh no.
dark-skinned face, handsome man, someone that you've known for a very long time. As Tyro looks up at you. Yes. Blood dripping from his mouth. Adding to the very, very, very large amounts here that are just spilling down the steps in waves almost. And you see as his eyes roll back, and you hear the last breath escape him as he calls your name.
I mean, I think Hester would look around and just desperately try to see if this is a fucking dream or a vision or a nightmare. I mean, it would be a nightmare. And God, I think he'd just try to fucking start running. He wouldn't take his sword, he would just fucking run. Because if he stays there, he's gonna fucking lose his mind more than he already has.
You begin running up or down the steps.
Up.
If you would like to give me another perception check.
God. even worse.
Kestrel.
Oh,
Oh,
Kaz,
Kestrel.
what is
Kestrel,
happening,
Kestrel.
man?
You begin to run up these steps. The more that you hear your feet smacking against the marble, the sound of your armor clanking as you're making headway. You think that you're making headway. The mutilated corpses and bodies that you have, that you were surrounded by, seem to be getting closer and closer the more that you climb towards what seems like a light at potentially the end of the tunnel, but you notice after a moment of your running that it is just not getting any closer. It seems like it would be a little bit of some sort of beacon of hope, just like you are to so many people, but it is not. It is not getting any closer for you, and as you begin to run harder, faster, away from what is starting to sound like the moans of people that are slipping from being alive to their final moments, you start to see your friends lined along the steps as well. The corpses that are getting closer, you see Noki,
No.
you see Alison, you see Mads, all of them climbing, trying to almost as if they could follow you, but they are also bleeding. And the way that those wounds look, you know what your holy adventure can do.
Are they gone? Or are they dying?
Would you like to make another perception check?
Fuck me,
God.
man. Hang on a second. I'm
My
assuming
leg's jumping already and we just started.
I'm gonna fucking cast Bless on myself. Can I do that?
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna
Thank you, Matt
try.
Mercer.
Yeah, literally. Hang on, let me make sure. Attack roll, saving throw. No, I'm not. I wouldn't do that because it doesn't do ability checks. It's only saving throws or attack
Yeah.
rolls.
Yeah, okay, if you want to.
Well, I mean, it doesn't help. It's only attack roll or saving throw. It's not ability
It might
checks.
help. You don't know.
Okay, fucking fine. I'm removing the spell slot. God damn it.
Peer pressure, baby.
Yep. Worse!
Oh my
Even
God,
worse!
Danny!
Fuck me up the ass. God!
No.
You can't tell me anything. Your friends are reaching out to you, and they are bloodied and battered by your hand. It's what it seems. But if you would like to make me a strength saving throw, as you feel as you're running that one of these outstretched hands grips at your ankle, trying to stop you from moving any further.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. 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 Dice are telling a story. They're telling a story.
Kestrel. Running away is not normally your strategy, but in this moment you realize that it is not your strong suit either. The hand grips at your ankle, and as you go to run, you trip forward, falling onto the steps. The clatter of your armor against the marble echoes and actually makes your ears ring. So you start to feel hands gripping and grabbing onto whatever they can of you, pulling, dragging you down these steps. You can feel the desperation in how jarring these pulls and the dragging, let alone the fact that all of these voices that were moans and groans of pain and the sounds of people dying around you are now beginning to, like a cacophony inside of your head, just a twister just going back and forth, nothing but that's all you can hear in this moment.
Can I use divine sense? It'll, until the end of my next turn, I know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. I think Kestrel's terrified that whatever he doesn't remember doing is... this feels like desecration.
If you would like to, you can, you know, if that's what you would like to do. Within 60 feet, Celestial, can you post that for me?
Yeah.
I don't know all of the rules.
You don't know every ability in the game?
I know, I'm a fucking noob. Absolute trash garbage.
I know one, and that's rage.
I mean, it's a good one. It's a good one.
There's a good one.
What already smelled like copper as you kick off your divine sense, and like the stench of a rotting corpse, and yet the fresh smell of copper. It is heavy. It's heavier when you pop off this divine sense. Nothing fiend or surprisingly undead. However, 60 feet towards that light, you do get a ping of something celestial. However, it's starting to get further away as these many bodies keep dragging you down the steps, further away from the light that you were trying to get to.
Can I try to break free again?
If you'd like to make another strength saving throw, sure.
I swear to God. Love it. Love this. Listen, at least I hit a double ditch that wasn't 10.
Oh, Kestrel, this is high level, high stakes.
I know.
Oh.
I'm picturing him just like trying to claw his way up the stairs towards whatever this celestial. Does it feel like a familiar celestial presence, or is it just vaguely celestial, like the opposite of what he feels like he's being dragged towards?
It's one that you know very well. And the reason being, because it's who you've been praying to for so long, devoted yourself to, and yet they stand at the top, looking down. And for a moment, as you feel fingers begin to grab more so at the underside of your eye, grabbing at your mouth, your jaw, trying to pull you back. They've already got a hold of most of your body. You see that figure stand, look. The blinding light of them, the blinding light of just them standing within it and it bouncing off of their armor as they simply turn and walk away from you in this moment.
If he has any time before he gets taken. I think he would just sort of, if he can still even talk with these hands, you would just hear like a scream from him, and it's not fear necessarily. I think it's anger and confusion, and he would just shout, "Why? Have I not done everything for you?"
Excuse me for a moment.
My husband doing a fucking Mario impression over there is killing my vibe.
Kestrel, as you begin to get dragged further down the steps and further away from the light, you hear in your head, "You have not done enough." And you take
Oh god.
22 points of psychic damage as you are jarred awake by the pain in your head, let alone the hand on your shoulder that is shaking you as best as they can, as gently as they can, to wake you up from this nightmare.
I don't think nightmares are a thing that Kestrel has ever really had before. He's always kind of been pretty focused, and not that that has anything to do with nightmares, but he's never had that sort of wavering in him that nightmares might manifest from. So he's not used to this, and he bolts upright, fucking in pain from the psychic damage, and just fucking drenched in sweat, and just breathing really heavy. He was probably shouting in his sleep. And just trying to get bearings on where he is. I think he still feels like those hands are on him.
Oh, it's very real. Trying to wake yourself up more with the aid of this individual who is standing next to you. You do still feel that sensation of people trying to grab onto you and pull, along with the weight that is on your chest, and now the pain that feels so much like a migraine at the moment. And as you look around your room specifically, you take in the artificial sunlight that's created by one of your dear council member friends, Tiberius. It begins to slowly take its the sunlight that he created slowly begins to take its place as far as it can, and begins to simulate a sunrise. But as you wake in your room, you can, knowing full well that the hand that is kind of trying to reassure you and rub your back is Tyrell. He's in his training attire, and you can see that he is concerned, and his eyebrows are furrowed as he's looking at you with a tilted head, and you can see that he has a cloth in his other hand, probably trying to have wakened you up for a moment now. You can see that it is looking a bit wet itself as he was dabbing at your forehead. And he just kind of looks at you, unsure if he should say anything, but he just the softest. "Kess," he says softly, and trying to move some of the hair out of your face. Are you had a nightmare? Are you okay?
I think Kestrel would just kind of. I don't think he can words just yet. I think what he's gonna do is immediately start trying to look for those wounds that he saw, that he did in that horrible nightmare or vision,
You,
because he has to know that that's not real.
mm, you do see on for a moment, as you think of that, it does flash to the eyes rolling back in his head and the blood that was dripping out of his mouth as he called your name. But as you begin to, grab at his training attire, which is easily done with just simple robes and a belt that's kind of like a sash tied around, so that way it's easier movement for him while he's outside training. Um, the normal, very well-built man. um, he has plenty of scars and such over his body from just years of one being your right-hand man and getting into all types of scrapes, and the ones that are much more faded that he got during his years of growing up. He is concerned, but he lets you do what you need to do, as he kind of still is just trying to like rub your back, but as trying to check for the wounds, he kind of does end up grabbing onto your hands and holding them. It's like I'm all right, but I don't. Are you okay? You
I I I don't know.
you were
Ah, my head, I don't know.
you were screaming, and I uh, I couldn't wake you up, and until this last moment, it's like you were in a trance, and are you? He kind of just once again just touching your face, trying to get you to focus on him. Um, are you okay?
Uh, I think he'd just hug him.
Mm. Oh,
He can't. He's still too disoriented for words.
mm,
He just kind of nods a little bit because the wounds aren't there that he can tell. Not those ones anyway. He's seen all these ones before. Um.
yes, he does. Hold on. He does. He ends up kind of taking and holding on to you. Um, and he like gently rubs your back. It's something that you're used to him doing. Um, something that you're very used to him doing. He's been this way since you've known each other as children. Very attentive, and the care that goes into how he presents himself around you, and you can just tell that he is concerned about your well-being in this moment.
uh, Something. I think he. Oh, that sucks. His power went out.
I see.
Um. well, Kestrel anyway. This sucks. Would I think just kind of look up at Tyrell and say he wants something from me, and I can't do it. I don't know if it was a vision or a prophecy or a demand. I can't do it.
You know that if this is something that you don't want to do, I will follow you. Follow your lead like I have been. I trust your judgment more than any god or gods. So, I don't know what you saw, but I'm here. I will continue to be right here.
But what am I without the strength that he gives me?
You are Kestrel, and you have always been Kestrel. A light to all, and mainly my light. And you'll continue to be. He kind of like puts his forehead against yours.
I'm so sorry.
I can't help. I can't keep everyone safe just as me.
What about us who want to keep you safe? It's not just something for you to carry on your shoulders alone, Kestrel. It's never been that way. You don't have to carry the weight of the world. You should be sharing it. I mean, honestly, if you don't share it with me, then what am I here for? You see him kind of just smile a little bit. And give your forehead a kiss.
Oh.
Things will be alright. I promise they'll be fine. I'm concerned about these screaming nightmares of yours, but it'll be alright. I'm here.
I believe it more when you say it than when I think it.
He gives a rub to your back again. For a moment, and it's just a bit of quiet, but he's still rubbing your back. He's late for training at this point, which is very unlike him. As you know, everyone knows he is on time, punctual, and will yell at anyone who is late, so he's going to yell at himself later, which is perfectly fine. And through your earrings, gifted by none other than Theron Laurier, who is also a council member of Cabinspire, you hear, do not forget Dawnseekers. We have important matters to discuss at the extravaganza. Please, please, wear your best. All of you that are awake at the moment, which would most likely be everybody, hear that little announcement that he spoke into existence. Kestrel, is there anything else that you would like to do to start your morning?
I think he would tell Tyrell to go do his training, and when he's alone, he's gonna try to lay on hands himself to see if he even can.
Okay.
Just a little bit, just like 10. worth?
10, just 10, 10 hit points.
10 hit points, yeah.
You get about 8 of that.
Okay.
It's there. It's weak, but it's there.
And then I think he's gonna...
Because you would think.
Yeah. He's gonna stare at his Holy Avenger that's on its little stand in his bedroom and just have a morning to himself.
Moving over to a place where the artificial light has a bit of trouble peeking through the thick blackout curtains that adorn the dark wine, red, and black accented room. Lee, please describe for us your character, knowing that he is currently being held at the waist by a certain pale-skinned elf artificer that could care less about the business call he just had a moment ago.
Of course not. So Alazan is a 5'10" blood hunter vampire. He's got very pretty pale skin. Not as pale as Ilrune, but pretty pale. And he's got long black hair with pieces that kind of frame his jawline, as well as 2 really pretty red eyes, and his skin is stained on certain parts from, you know, when he would experiment on himself with his mutagens and stuff, so his hands are completely black and it goes up his arm a little bit. And he has 2 lines going down his face, under his eyes. Very quiet. Strict sometimes. Don't usually see him smiling. But you can tell when he's in a good mood, kind of, just because of the air that's around him that's different. But for the most part, he's pretty just stoic. Like, he doesn't show much emotion unless if Ilrune's around. So, that's my boy. Only wears black and red.
This is a man that has been quite the secret commodity since he's gotten to know all of you lovely adventurers. Most of his upbringing is known to you all, but there are things about the Shadow Syndicate, the organization that he is in charge of. They tend to run a very small circle that is very tight-lipped. And you should pray that if anything finds its way from your lips that it shouldn't have, that no one that he is in charge of is on your doorstep. Ilrune, the tall, pale-skinned elf, is leaned over Alazan, kind of like resting his chin on the top of his head. He's just woken up, but you could tell that he definitely doesn't want to be awake right now. This is too early for him. And when it comes to business calls, he despises them even more so because they normally mean that he has to wake up in the morning that he had cuddling with the vampire in question. It's just been interrupted rudely and will probably not be happening again until the next time they go to lay down for the night. Dear, who in the hell is bothering us this fucking early?
You know who's bothering us, and you know how important it is, so behave yourself.
I don't... See, the problem with that statement is there's behaving myself and behaving myself, and you know that I don't exactly do that quite well, so behaving oneself and me in the same sentence honestly doesn't even compute quite frankly.
You can't behave even for me.
secret story, even though I can't completely promise I'll be on my best behavior, but I do wish they would at least let us fucking stay asleep for a little longer.
Well, that's what happens when you run a syndicate like this.
Uh,
Bound to happen. We
See,
have to be responsible.
that makes no sense. We're the quiet guys that go and do things underneath everybody else. We shouldn't have to go to these types of things. We're supposed to be secret. It should be the secret Shadow Syndicate.
Hearing that from you is quite priceless, actually, Elrune. You being secretive is funny.
You see him take a moment, just smile to himself. He's like, oh, you got me there, honestly. I probably have a good time getting on everyone's nerves, especially Tyrell. I cannot stand that bitch.
I know he's your best friend.
He's not my best friend. If I had a gun with only one bullet, and we were both in a shit situation, I would not spare myself. I'd kill him first.
Well, that's not very nice, but not surprising coming from you.
No, I'm just saying, it would 100% be me versus him, and honestly, I'd probably end up fighting whatever was going to kill us, and I'd kill him myself.
Horrible. That's horrible, Elrune. Don't get stressed.
What? Listen, but what? Can we at least just have 5 more minutes of peace? Please. Please, I'm begging.
Alright, 5 more minutes, that's it.
Oh, yes. Excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You see him kind of just ends up scooping you up in a princess carry, like usual, and he takes you off to back to the bed. Actually, he just kind of just ends up being a leech properly. And it's funny coming from him being the leech since you're the vampire, but hey, you know, shit happens.
While they're in bed together, you know, Elrune's getting all cuddled up to him, and Alazan's literally just like looking and reading over notes in his little books that he always has with him. Talking to Elrune about stuff.
Rude is trying his best to listen, but he is like, yes, dear. Yeah. That sounds. You can definitely do that. Yep. That sounds. It sounds like it'll be just fine. Yep.
You better not fall asleep again.
Is it really this important?
Yes.
Fuck. I suppose I'll do my best around the rift raft.
Well, unless you want me to go by myself.
I am offended, sir. You go without me, your date, to every event. That would be preposterous. After all, what kind of party would this be without me in attendance?
No, maybe a peaceful one.
Oh, you wound me. Peaceful. Oh, what kind of fun is that? It's not even a party. You sound...
He laughs at his own little joke. He thinks it's funny.
he just sees the room kind of roll out of bed, and he does a really big stretch as he's trying to get his life together. Can I bring firecrackers?
No.
Fuck.
You cannot bring... I'll bring them, give them to me and I'll carry them, and then we'll see how you behave, and maybe I'll give them to you.
Oh, excellent. That's what I like to hear. It'll be a party they won't forget. He starts walking off to go and get himself together. But Alison, please make a perception check for me.
Oh no. Okay. You said perception?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's go, baby.
16. Once again, this is high level, high stakes, but you do see from the very slight bit of sunlight that has managed to creep its way through a very tiny crack in the blackout curtains that you guys use, there is a moment where two sets of eyes peer at you from kind of on the other, like if you were to look over the side of your bed and look down at the floor, it's a casted kind of like normally shadowy bit that is, when you're looking at it, you're like, oh, that's my shadow. How did the light get through? But okay. Yes, well, two sets of eyes. So four glowing eyes look up at you.
Four
Four.
eyes?
It's two sets, so four glowing
Okay.
eyes.
Alazan would instantly glare at them like, what the fuck is that?
Why are you looking at me like that?
He just kind of blinks. He actually hears his voice?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, is it Thorn?
It's Thorn.
That's what I thought. Okay, so you startled me. Sorry, Thorn. Good morning.
I was wondering why in the Nine Hells we're up so early. And then...
You sound just like Ilrune.
Ah, you just hear growling. Don't compare me to him. I'm just doing a bit of a checkup.
What?
A
Exactly?
checkup on you.
Why?
Because Mother told me that I had to.
Well, all is well. I can show you. For now.
According to her, that's not exactly true. Something on the horizon has been causing her to be extra interested in what you have going on.
What did Mother said that? What did she say? What did she tell you?
It's so early, and you're asking me to recall the riddles that come out of her mouth.
You brought it up, Thorn.
Why don't you just come home and ask her yourself? That would be preferable.
I'm quite busy, unfortunately.
Busy, always busy.
Yeah.
You see
I'll
the
see.
eyes kind of close for a moment. Definitely was an eye roll, if, you know, get that vibe. All four of them roll very hard. And he just takes a moment. He's like, make a persuasion check for me.
Persuasion?
5, I suppose. She
I'll
said.
see when I can. Oh, sorry, go
no.
ahead.
She said, he's just like, she said that she sees more blood in your future than she had moments, years, time ago. She looked into your future. It's a bit unknown, weird for her, I suppose, and that's why she sent me to do a little check-in. I feel like they're going to be more frequent.
Alright. Well, thank you for checking in on me. You said Mother looked at my future? When I was younger?
You know how hags are. They do enjoy meddling. I'll call it that. She's been keeping a very close eye on you for quite some time, and for some reason, recently, it's been a bit harder for her to see. so that's why she sent me.
Alright, I'll see if I can come visit soon.
Please do, so I don't have to drag you back there myself.
I don't think that will be necessary.
I hope not. After all, I do take my job of keeping you safe to her standards very, very seriously.
And that's why you're hiding in the floorboards right now. You see a smile on his face.
Quite funny in the morning, aren't you?
Maybe a little bit.
That elf has gotten into you. I can tell.
Yeah, in more ways than one.
Unfortunately, I know that all too well myself as well.
You're the one who sticks around.
I am doing what is asked of me. Perhaps if you could give me a bit of a warning, I might be able to just barely manage to get away. I didn't even get a warning
myself.
Well, maybe you should work on communication with that thing.
Oh, he's not a thing.
He's a thing. For sure.
He's my thing.
Hearing it is just... Oh, God. I'm gonna have to talk to her about that. I do not feel comfortable.
Well, I need to get ready anyway, so... You can go do your throwing up elsewhere.
I plan on doing it within your sheets.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, enjoy it.
Thanks.
And you see as he kind of, that shadowy form kind of begins to morph a bit, like you can see it, the dark of it is shaking and kind of shimmering as you watch as his more dog wolf form of it kind of forms, and he does a nice big dog two front paws stretch forward and kind of walks off.
Before he walks off, Alizon gets down and grabs his face and gives him some pets and then kisses his nose. I love you, Thorn.
You aggravate me in many ways, but I also have affections toward you.
I know you do.
I'm going to go throw up some more because admitting it is now put a bad taste in my mouth. And he kind of makes his way. Just kind of goes off, and you see him open the door to your room with his nose because it was like kind of cracked a little bit, and he lets himself out.
Perfect. Love that guy.
But yes, you... Oh, I'm having issues with my headset. It's fighting me. It's fighting me. But yes, Ilrune has gone and drawn a bath and getting himself together for most likely meeting up with the group in the morning for whatever shenanigans before the party takes place. He's just like, fine.
Alizon will follow him and get ready with him after he's done smothering Thorn.
Which is very normal for how you guys normally spend your mornings. You can see that Ilrune, however, is a bit upset for the fact that he's just gonna have to deal with not going downstairs immediately to start tinkering for the day, but, you know, it is what it is.
He's gonna be even more mad when Alizon tells him what Thorn just told him.
Oh my lord.
About his mother.
Yeah, are you planning to tell him immediately, or are you gonna wait?
I could wait a little bit to tell him.
Okay. But yeah, the normal amount of smothering when you do show up next to him to get together. He's very much being up your ass as per usual.
Excellent.
Then making our way across to perhaps one of the individuals who was up first. This lovely morning, prepared thoroughly for the events of the evening, taking time for them to train and exercise. Keeping themselves limber was no small task, but taking care of his fearless leader was more than a full-time job. You would not see V complaining about for even a second. He came to check on a certain someone. Anna, please describe your character.
Yeah. First of all, when you first started making that description, I went, "Oh, that's for sure not me." And then it took me a second to go, "Oh no, you're talking about an NPC. That is me." Okay. I was like, none of those things describe her. Great. So, Madeline is, she's a little goblin. So, she's about 3.5 feet tall. She does have green skin. She's got pretty short, black hair. She is constantly wearing, some sort of usually, like, really grubby and dirty, like, tunic and pants, with some kind of boots. It's pretty early in the morning, yes?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It is like
So-
sunrise and starting to get a little bit more apparent within the sky.
So Madeline, or Mads as she is often called, is likely just returning to her room at the moment. She likes to kind of use that, like, midnight to sunrise time to, like, go run errands that, you know, are not to places that have normal business hours, collect intel, all of those kinds of things, because she knows that V is going to take care of all the early morning shit. So she gets back, she usually gets back and takes a quick little nap, and then, you know, has her whatever part of the day she's going to do with whatever she has to do. Sometimes she takes an afternoon nap too, but she doesn't need a ton of sleep, so usually she's okay on whatever she can get between bedtime and, like, midnight, 1 a.m. So yeah, she's probably just kind of slipping back in through her skylight into her room, wearing whatever kind of dirty, soot-stained clothing that she's been running around rooftops on all night. Yeah, so if V is coming to look for her, which he would know this is the time of day she usually gets back, she's in her room, changing into cleaner clothes, most likely.
Yes, so he does come to the door and respectfully knocks to make sure that you are decent before he walks in on you.
Mads 100% just says come in while in some state of undress. She does not care.
You see him walking in, and he has most likely some decent breakfast that has been prepared, just to come and give you food, knowing that you've been out all night. And he walks in. He, Mads, I was coming to talk to you about the. Oh dear. Oh my God. I'm sorry. That never ever sits in. Just it doesn't. It never computes, and then this always happens. Yes. And you see him kind of like turn.
You'd know by now. If you don't want to see, just cover your eyes.
He's like, it's just you see, he is bright red, and every time that this does happen, which is frequently, he always turns red. And he is holding the food in his hand. He's like, I was not Good morning. Let's start off that way. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for the breakfast. I'm gonna trade him whatever food he's holding for whatever item of clothing I'm holding that I've just taken off.
He takes it. Yes, yes, yes. I will make sure that this is taken care of properly. And you can see he's like not trying to look at you, but I think out of force of habit, he always like tries to meet your eye, just to meet your eyesight. So he's like, he's his head is going back and forth in this moment. And he's like, fuck. Shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty little. It would be hard to look at my eyes without looking at the
Yeah,
rest of me.
exactly. Which is why he's like, shit. And this is a tall individual. He's not as tall as like Ilrune and Tyrell and Kestrel, but he's up there at least, and has resigned himself to taking the clothing item and walking to a different side of the room to just be like, yeah, I will wash this later. I'm just gonna walk away.
V, the laundry's not your job. I just like seeing you flustered. It's fun.
It's like
you can leave that wherever.
It's like, no, I will take care of it. I enjoy doing the laundry, so it's fine. I just do it when I do my laundry. It's no trouble at all. No trouble at all. It's just like
Suit yourself.
He's like in the corner. He's like, sweet lord. It's like did you hear Theron over the thing, the headspace magic that
Yeah.
That
Yep. No, I heard we have a party to go to.
I am concerned to go to the party because I am horrid with other people, but it's yes, yep, we have a party to attend.
V, you'll be fine. No one expects you to talk.
Oh God, I hope not.
It's gonna be okay. If you want to talk, obviously no one is stopping you. But no one is gonna expect you to talk, especially when you make that face that you make whenever people come near me with weapons. People will avoid you, I promise.
And at just the fucking mention of it, you see him pull this fucking "I will murder anyone that fucking tries" look in his eyes and his like scowl. Just at the mention. Just at the mention.
Yeah, that one. Yep. See, you know what face I'm talking about.
It's like that would be not ideal if someone were to even attempt it. Even hearing it is that would surely get me kicked out immediately. So hopefully that will not happen. You can see he's kind of you see, he gets a bit of an anxiousness when it comes to like social gatherings. Like he can handle the crew, but like past that, he's like, I don't know about that.
If you really don't want to go, you can stay. You can stay here if you want.
And not be your bodyguard for the night. I don't want to not do that. You see him kind of like deflate. His ears kind of point down a little bit.
Apologize.
If you want, you could escort me there and back. I'll let you know when we're getting ready to head out. You could escort me back. But I just don't want you to be uncomfortable. I know you hate these things.
I do indeed hate them, but I mean, I don't want to not be able to protect you if you're not near me, so I can suck it up. It's not a problem. See him kind of fold his arm, and he's still got the soot-covered like garment in his. It's now it's tucked against his own body, and he's kind of like that kind of like idle slight kick at the ground as he's taking a moment to really think about it. By the way, he does not act like that with anyone else around. He is only like this with Max. Everyone else just thinks he's a stone statue of just nothing. And with Max, he's not.
Look, I know how important it is to you that you be there in case anything happens. I understand that. I'm just saying, my whole job, and your whole job, both of our whole jobs, is be sneaky, punch stuff, right? Like, I promise you. Huh?
It's like, I am pretty good at punching things. I do enjoy it.
You're so good at punching things.
You are too, though. You are the master, and I am just the student.
Yes, what I'm trying to get across here is that I'm pretty good at taking care of myself. You know that. I appreciate you always. However, everyone else also knows that if anything happened to me when you couldn't be there, if they were there, you would kill them all. And so I kind of feel like, you know, if anything happens and you're not there, everyone's gonna have to go through all of our friends before they can get to me, because everyone knows how you are.
Oh, I would raise this entire place to the ground and then salt the earth if anything happened to you.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, hopefully that does not. It just all this talk about it. I will just suck it up, and I promise that I will be as antisocial in a corner, perhaps the rafters, and watch from potentially a distance.
Yes. Perfect. It's a party. It's gonna be so fun.
I cannot
just get a drink
wait.
and sit in a corner. It'll be great.
I cannot wait to absolutely take a bottle to the rafters by myself. Yes, I'm excited. That part I am excited for. I'm going to climb as high up in the ceiling as I can.
Good. I just want you to have a good time.
Yes, me, my bottle, and making sure that if anyone comes near you with ill intent, that they are dismembered immediately. Yes. Understood. Understood, ma'am.
Cool. Did you happen to pick up my dress for tonight, or was that a me thing that I forgot to do?
Oh, funny that you should say that. He kind of gets, he turns to look at you again, and then he immediately remembers and turns around, and he's like, I, put your, he just kind of like puts his hand with the clothing item over his eyes, and he walks, but he's like kind of he knows your room well. It's like he could probably blind fight in here, but you see him kind of like he still has his one hand out as he goes to one of like the armoires that you have in there, and he just like opens it. He's like, I prepped it properly, and it is all ready for you to put on. Yes.
Wonderful. See, I knew I could count on you. I didn't even remember if I was supposed to do it or not. I figured you would take care of it.
Like, of course. We talked about it, and then I think you went off to go do your nightly duties, and I made sure that it was taken care of the next day. Yes.
Great. Love that.
Yes. There's like a moment though that he's still nervously kind of just thinking about all the possibilities here. he's gonna go over about maybe 50 scenarios in his head before the day is up.
We'll catastrophize there.
Yeah. And he looks at you past you, not to stare at you, but he looks at you kind of like he's probably looking like a head more or a foot up above your head to not look down completely. He's like, when you have finished breakfast, I will be in the training area. I will take care of your clothing items that I have in my hand because they're not on your body. And I the I will put them in their correct place when they're done and dry, and I will go hang them up. I'm just gonna go enjoy breakfast. Good to see you in the morning. He kind of just like really quickly exits your room with clothing items.
Thank you, V.
So cute.
But yeah, he's running. He's a runner. He's a track star. Inside of your specific area where you take care of the other individuals who are monks, more so like all of your bodyguard individuals that go out and do what they need to do, bodyguards for hire. It is a bit noisy this morning, only because they have kind of understood that you will be out and having a great time later on tonight. So they are like, all right, we're going to break into the reserves. We're going to get the wine from downstairs in the cellar, and we're all getting fucked up tonight, right? That's what's going to happen. So, yeah, everyone's a bit in an uproar of, like, the excitement of the fact that, hey, since they're going to a party, we're going to have a party of our own here. Sounds like a great time.
I think Mads would have for sure, like, whoever holds on to, like, the key to, we'd for sure have a big wine cellar, and whoever holds on to the key for that, Mads for sure was like, hey man, casually leave that on the table when we leave. Because it's her or V, I'm guessing, who has that, or if she has, like, staff that cook, maybe them, but, like, she's like, yeah, casually leave that where everyone can easily pick it up. Like, she knows what's happening. She's encouraging it.
Oh yeah. Your nieces and nephews and the little kids, you know, that you take care of, which they aren't little kids, they're full grown ass adults. They are planning to get absolutely shit faced and have a great time. Probably enough for all of Cavern Spire, but you know, hey, it's free for all. You let the little frat crew go crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is now knowledge that, hey, casually just leave this out here so that way they feel like they're doing something crazy, but you know, we're kind of like letting it happen.
Put it like half under a vase so it looks like they found it.
And
they can't not find it.
One of the servants is like, oh yes ma'am, I will take care of that right away for you. They're kind of like trying to be hush hush about it themselves. They feel like it's a big secret. Like they've been charged with a secret task, so they're gonna go handle that.
See, I think it's funny if Alizon had anything like that in the Shadow Syndicate. I feel like he would put like a fucking extra lock on the door and make sure no one gets in there. I need my people in top condition.
That's the
no
armory.
Alcohol.
That's the armory. Come on now. Okay. But yeah, that your morning is pretty just you getting yourself together for potentially meeting up with the crew, and like I said, you all can talk with one another. The earrings that you have, if you need be, to reach out and be like, hey, Colin, you know, that can happen at any time. But yes, your morning is pretty standard. Just you got breakfast. You're naked currently, but you know there's plenty of clothing for you to put on. V ran out of the room. He is completely tomato red, and it'll probably take him about 5 hours to get that shit to calm down. It's fine. He's off washing clothes like the little house husband he is sometimes. He's having a good time.
Aww.
I feel like that's a conversation they have at least 3 or 4 times a week, where she's like, it's not your job to wash the clothes and stuff, and he's like, no, I want to.
Yeah, literally, yeah. He's like, no, no, I want to, I want. Um, Though there is one quick moment where he does, he comes back really quick and he has his eyes still covered. I forgot about this. And he kind of just pokes his head in, and he's like, shall I ask Toriel to bring the good stash with her to the event, like the good stash? And he's talking about like some of the most expensive wine that you have ever purchased, that you two have ever fucking gotten your hands on. You left it. He put some of it specifically with Tariel, just so that way it wasn't in the wine reserves, because he knows how the rest of them can just, they'll punch a lock till it opens. Like it's like no.
No, that's a good choice. Um, uh, yes, that tonight's a good night for that. Tell her to bring as many as she feels we might need. Tell her to bring one just for you, and then however many else we might need.
You see him kind of like, one just for me? You mean it? Really?
Yeah, you said you wanted to take a bottle up into the rafters.
I do really want to take a bottle up into the rafters, thank you. He kind of just fucking, he's fucking pumped. He's pumped now, okay? Fucking getting drunk up in the rafters at a fucking fancy ass party. Fuck yeah, guys. I'm winning. Best time. So he fucking leaves. Kind of now at this point, he's got a little pep in his step. He fucking talks to. He gets a touch with Tariel, which segments us into the last but not least moment of clarity came over this young paladin who serves as a bodyguard for the Spire's highest regarded cleric. And she kind of nods to no one in particular as she's bringing tea and breakfast to said cleric's bedside. August, please describe your character.
So Noki is a fawn. She is like 5'4", 5'5" in height. She's got long, like auburn kind of colored hair, and it's usually braided, like parted, very nice. She's very serious on the outside. She has a very low tolerance for certain people she knows, certain shenanigans. She will very much go into like a mom mode almost, but I guess maybe not, because she's kind of like shut the fuck up.
That could be a mom vibe.
Could be,
That's
yeah.
my mom's vibe.
But yeah, she's very smart. She's kind of the nose in a book at all times, writing notes at all times kind of gal. And yeah.
You see, as kind of pulling back the curtains, Tario, who is she is I believe she's a sun elf, I believe. She is always a little bit of a beacon of light herself, training under Kestrel for quite a long time. This young paladin who has more than enough adoration for the entirety of the Voshire Chasm for Noki herself. She has tea and what seems like it has to be like a little bit of a biscuit kind of thing. A bit of a posh British kind of a little bit of a breakfast that she put together after having a little bit of a message sent into her head from V a moment ago. She kind of bounces into the room as she normally does. Her bubbly nature might be a little bit too much of a sunspot this early, but you know, she's doing what she can as she pulls the curtains to the side so that way the sunlight comes in. And it might be a little bit too much in the morning, but she didn't think about that as she kind of Just open the curtain. She's like, "Good morning, good morning. I have breakfast for you. So, I'm excited about. I made the tea blend myself. And she's already starting to talk. A bit too excitedly, maybe a little bit too loud. She's like, I made the tea blend myself, and I put together these little bit of biscuits, and I think that they would be just fucking perfect with this tea. And I hope that you'd like it. And I'm not sure if you heard the message from Theron, but he did just kind of tell us that we need to dress our best. And I took care of the dress for you, so it's already taken care of. She's just going through her list of things that she needed to tell you this morning, while putting down the tea and the biscuits and the breakfast on your nightstand, your nightside table. Um, but you can see she's going and she's kind of looking at you, but she not really understanding. Maybe she should stop, let you process it, but she's just going.
She's like, Tari, thank you. First of all, thank you. Second of all, good morning. Third of all, hold on a second. And she like rubs her eyes a little bit. She's just getting up. She had a long night.
She's like, oh,
She's like, thank you. She's like pulling herself together. Thank you for breakfast. Lovely. As always. I know there was a message. It's in my head somewhere. Where's my planner? Is my planner? And she like reaches under her bed. Today's a big day. I remember that. Okay, we gotta get things. She's like rambling a bit. Okay. We have a party today. You got the dress? Thank you for getting the dress. Okay. Thank you. Oh my god. It is way too early.
Sorry, I do forget that sometimes it is a little bit too early in the morning, but then, other times it's just, I'm so excited to just be up, and, then I get to mess with you, and then I get to bother you a little bit, but it's always so much fun, especially when you're waking up in the morning, because, you just look so cute when you get up, and it's adorable, and here she goes again.
Yes, thank you, Tari. You really are the sunshine. She's looking at the bright light. In addition to the sunshine that you bring into the room every morning, I do appreciate the wake up. What was it that you were saying with those many things that you said to me a moment ago about a message?
Oh, yes. So Theron, he sent a message earlier. It's like I can actually, if you'd like me to, I could try and recreate it if you'd like, but I don't have exactly his very deep voice, and it's just so loud in the morning sometimes. It kind of scared me a little bit. I did drop a cup and I broke it by accident.
Sorry, it's okay. Spark notes are fine. It's okay.
Expansion extravaganza tonight, and then we're going to make sure that we dress our best, and we do have that talk with Theron later. Spark notes.
Right. She's like writing it down. She's like, that's right. Okay. She's yawning a bit. Okay. Do you have your dress?
I do. I actually, it's funny because I tailored it myself. I didn't like certain things about it. I felt like I couldn't move in parts of it, so I did kind of do a little bit of an alteration. But yeah, I finished it last night. I stayed up so late, and I, honestly, perhaps I might be having a little bit of trouble right now because I think I'm on my maybe third cup of coffee this morning, so everything's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna be just fine.
Yes, yeah, things are coming together now. Thank you. The party isn't till later. If you need a power nap, Tari, that's a solution. Maybe that's better than a fourth cup of coffee.
Power nap. I have to make sure that you're okay and throughout the day. So it's I'm supposed to be right here next to you during the day, so that way things, just in case if anything should happen to you, which it would never happen to you, of course, because I'm here. But it's everything will be fine. I'll be fine. I promise. I won't have any more coffee. I think I honestly made all the coffee that we had down there, and yes.
She softly touches Tari's hand. Tari, it's okay. It's okay. Take a breath.
So you're just take a.
Have some Milky. That was a very okay. That's fine. Sorry. If you want some tea, you can have some tea. Sit down for a minute. It sounds like you've been doing a lot this morning.
It's like a dog taking a seat that when told sit, she immediately just kind of sits and puts her hands. And it's funny because you probably have a chair in there somewhere, but she kind of just kneels, sits on her, like, next to your bed, and her hands are just kind of like rested on her lap. And she is smiling happily when you tell her to sit, and she is like listening to every word that you say. She's just happy to be here.
Milky kind of like pinches like her brow a bit. Sorry, what if I told you about kneeling on the floor?
Oh, you said there are plenty of chairs in verbatim. There are plenty of chairs inside here. You should definitely probably not sit like that because your knees will start to hurt, and it's not very good for you to do that. And the floors are cold, so you probably shouldn't. And here I am doing it anyway, but it's fine. I am perfectly fine here. And she puts her elbows on the edge of your bed and kind of rest her chin in her hands that are now just kind of like she's looking at you like, yes, that's what you said.
All right, I'll let it go. Right. So I guess that's that. Do we have to do anything before the party?
I don't think we have anything scheduled for today. Besides the others are having prayers and there are some sermons going on at some point later on in the day. I believe there might be some independent study going on, but other than that, I think it's just the party. So if you do want to go meet up with the others, they also got the message because obviously Theron told everyone through the earrings. But it's yeah, that's all. That's yes.
Right. Yes, the others. We can delay going. I'm not in a rush to meet up with that situation. But you know what? It's not only my call. How are you feeling, Tari? Because we can go. I just, you know how they are. You know how. You know what I'm talking
Oh well, I do. I enjoy. I do enjoy getting to see Alazan in the morning. He's not exactly like the ray of sunshine, but I do enjoy getting to mess with him. He seems so tense whenever I'm around for a moment, but it's fine because then when I give him a hug and I pick him up a little bit, he kind of gets a little, he gets kind of almost like a cat, like just kind of takes it, and I enjoy carrying around a little bit. Even though I think he might have a few inches perhaps on my height, but that's fine. And then I always enjoy getting to see Kestrel in the mornings because I used to see him all the time because he trained me. And Tyrell's kind of fun sometimes too, but it's more fun when Ilrune's there because Tyrell and Ilrune like to fight. But I know you hate that, so maybe we don't do that. Oh, I forgot. V told me that we need to get the special reserves, the special, and she gives like a wink wink as she said, the special reserves of wine, because Mads said that she would like to have that, and V sounded actually extra excited to have it, and since it's here, because they gave it to me for safekeeping, I did keep it in the wine cellar, so I do need to go down there and get that at some point today. I almost forgot. Oh my goodness, it's not. Yes, yes. So there are plenty of things that we could do, but it's fine. I am here to follow your lead.
Right. Yes. I mean, that wine reserve does sound good. I suppose we can bring that. Is that for the party? I wonder. Or if she's just celebrating. Either way is honestly possible. Um, okay, so we'll pick that up. I might spend some time in my study. She's back to her planner. She's planning out her day by the hour. It'll only take about Alright. I'll make a plan. You can stop mewing. You can do what you want to do, Tori. You have that freedom. Maybe nap. That's alright. I'll collect you. She's like rolling her pencil down. At about 11:45, I can come to you. Is when you can expect me. I'll be there on the dot.
11:45, technically 11:40. I will be completely 100% ready to go. I promise you. I promise. Most likely we'll be sitting uh, downstairs in the normal area where we meet up before we go outside, and that'll work. Maybe I'll just go, and I could probably run a few errands around. There's some books I do need to put away. I forgot I grabbed them last night, and then I did not put them back, so I should probably go do that. She gets up and is just talking out loud. She's not writing down what she's doing, but you damn well know she's gonna get all of this shit she's talking about done.
It's alright, Ty. You do that. Take your time. It's alright.
She just kind of like nods, 100% golden retriever energy as she's just walking out, happy to be here, and goes about her moment.
She is so cute.
I love her so much. Kestrel just like, that's my girl. Go out into the world, baby.
She's about to start fucking painting steeples and shit. She's fucking wired, man. She's wired. What I said, she drank all the coffee.
All the coffee. It's so cute that Mads and Noki's little puppies, got their dresses all ready for him and stuff, because Alizon absolutely had to get Ilrun's clothes ready for him, because he doesn't know how to dress himself properly.
Ilrun was like, yo, I'm gonna wear this nightgown, I'm gonna stick a little belt around this bitch.
Oh my god.
For sure. I'm just gonna stick a little belt around it. It's gonna be perfect. Just great.
Tyra like, oh, I thought we were functioning adults, my mistake.
Deadass, so it would be his response to it. But yes, this is our half, not even half, more than half, adventuring party for this campaign.
We all had the same kind of morning. Every one of us just
Sure
Everybody
did.
up.
just a normal.
Same great vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
No
chill ones.
shattering of faith at a base spiritual and like soul level,
All the same.
But yes, it is early in the morning. You guys will have known from Theron that the extravaganza will be more closer towards starting at 5, 6-ish kind of o'clock. But the morning is yours. What would you all like to do?
I know Kestrel typically starts his days like he sometimes does training, he sometimes doesn't, but he will go kind of like, because he's a bit of a butterfly, he kind of typically a butterfly anyway, would go around and sort of say hi to lots of people, but he might not really be up for that. So I could see him still doing the rounds, but not talking to anybody.
Mm. Orchestral, please make me a perception check.
God damn it. And I still have the concentration thing, but I don't actually have, obviously. Cool.
Kestrel, as you walk and make your rounds, being the social butterfly that you are, even though this morning is quite precarious, you are seeing flashes as you look at these faces that are excited and happy to see you as you walk through. And yet you're seeing them pale, rotted, skeletal blood dripping. And it's just flashes, like you blink or you rub your eyes and they're normal, happy selves. And
I
there's
think
just
he
something nagging at the back of your head. It is just this is this is a bit much.
I think hmm I think he's I think he's going to call on his steed and get out of the fucking city for the morning. So you guys have seen Augustus before, your characters have, but this fucking creature is a celestial steed that he often rides into battle, and it looks like this.
Oh shit.
And
For
Yeah.
those who don't understand what is happening right now, Kestrel, our dear paladin, has a steed that he can call upon, which is a Damascus goat. A
a,
very
A Satan
large
goat.
Damascus goat.
a warhorse-sized Damascus goat in the beautiful like getup that you would see on a paladin's mount, like gold and stuff with just the and listen, Kestrel thinks that Augustus is the most noble creature he's ever seen in his life. So
The idea of a goat that large with that face is genuinely terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you.
and
Thank you, Anna. Thank
so he's been sort of like I think twitching a lot and like sort of shying away from people a little bit, which is never his fucking vibe. And he gets probably maybe like a quarter of the way through his walk before he just turns on his heel and telepathically calls Augustus to his side. And everybody's used to seeing this fucking goat trotting around the city at this point. So he
you.
just climbs on and just like fucking guns it out of the city for at least a couple hours. Normally, when he's had a weird morning, he would probably go to his temple, but for reasons he doesn't really feel welcome. So that's Kestrel for now. Doesn't tell anybody. He's just fucking probably out this way where I'm pinging on the map.
Mm.
He's not typically someone who runs from things, but
Oh, that boy running.
Understandably.
yeah,
Oh, that boy running this time.
yeah.
Alazan usually spends any free time he has like holed up reading and writing and experimenting on things until he's pulled away from it. So as long as he's not getting pulled away from it, that's what he's doing.
Easy enough. Ilrun is the way that you guys have the underground area set up for your what would you call it? Your workshops. uh, you guys kind of have your setups near each other enough to be able to roll a chair or something over towards it to get in, get like a fast, quick take on something from one another really quicker than having to walk down the corridor to get to the other spot. Um, Ilrun is busy up to no good shenanigans with the firecrackers that he's trying to modify to take to the party, um, along with the gun that he has been working on for himself. Uh, that he is trying to make some very powerful rounds of bullets. So, uh, yeah, he is up to absolutely all of no good, but he's leaving you alone for the most part. You can just hear him occasionally snickering to himself um, as he is coming up with wonderful little party tricks.
I feel like as Alazan is focusing on, hearing the snickering, in his ear. He can't help but think about what Thorn had told him earlier, so he can't focus as much as he would like to on his reading, so he kind of just like leans against his desk and has his like chin on his hand and looks over towards where Elrune is, and he's like, Elrune, I got a really weird message this morning from Thorn. I want your opinion on it.
And he's like, oh, yeah, of course, dear. What? Bats. What is it that I can do for you?
Well, Thorn said that my mother mentioned something bad happening in the future. She saw a lot of blood in my future as well, and I don't know what to do with that information.
Blood in your future? You're a vampire. Well, of course there'll be blood in your future.
Well, yes, of course, but that's not what she meant.
Well,
She thinks something bad is going to happen. I was thinking we could go visit her sometime soon.
I mean, you know, I'm always going to follow you where you go. I mean, I'm not going to leave you to go over there alone, of course not, especially not with that interesting dog of yours. Who then, you do hear a growl in the shadows, not too far from you. As Rune's just like, you know I'm right. I don't want to hear your fucking growling for me being correct. But, yes. We should. If you're concerned about it, then I am concerned about it. So.
I'm just curious to see what she has to say. She doesn't usually show concern like that. Of course she shows concern in her motherly ways, but this felt different.
I mean, of course, I'm surprised that she let you stay here as long as you have. I mean, to be honest, considering how you've explained some things, I'm maybe a handful of times that I have met the woman. She is quite overprotective in her own ways. Respectfully.
A little bit. That's only because she cares.
I mean, no, but she would care a little less to send that thing back to where it came from than Thorn. Once again, growls at.
God, I don't know who's worse, you with Tyrell or you with Thorn.
Honestly, I think it could be a tie. I'm working on it. That's a whip. Let's workshop it. Isn't that right,
I don't
Thorn?
believe you, but we'll figure something out.
When are you thinking to... I mean, perhaps we could talk to her without needing to go over? I mean, she might. I mean, she's a hag after all. She could be here, there, everywhere.
That is true. What do you think, Thorn?
I think that I'm quite over looking at that one. I'm talking about Ilrune, but when it comes to Mother, I can attempt to see if she is home for you, and then I will report back after I've figured that out.
Very much appreciate that.
If you truly appreciate it at this party, you'll try and perhaps maybe steal me something good to eat. Or just toss it in the shadows.
Don't worry, I will definitely feed you well tonight.
Then consider it done. And you kind of feel a pull at the, and it's like at your, you look at your shadow. Your shadow's not really like something that you, but for you, you feel it pull. And normally, and I'm not even gonna make you make a perception because you've seen it happen before, when like the light that is flickering underneath inside of this area specifically, normally you can see a shadow casted from you being there, but when Thorn does kind of, when Thorn leaves, and he does go and disappear for a bit, you don't have a shadow.
That's really cool. I fuck with that.
Yeah, so your shadow is gone. When Thorn's gone, when you don't see a shadow, that means Thorn is not there.
Okay. Well, just for like the remainder of the time or for however long it takes before they're pulled away again, I feel like Alazan would move his chair over to Ilrun's workstation and kind of sit with him, just wanting to be closer because he feels a little unsettled by it, and just watch him work instead.
Hmm. I think he's used to you being near, but I think he can tell that there is a different kind of concern about you right now, where he wants to be like a support. So I want to say his normal go-to is to make light of a situation, to which then him trying to make you laugh or chuckle is his like way of grounding the both of you with your very big brains and want to do uh, so many things in such not guaranteed time. Uh, so he does look at you and he kind of just takes a moment and he leaves the firecrackers alone for a moment. He's like, you know, if you're feeling unsettled, we could go play a quick prank on someone.
Alazan just like tilts his head and looks at Elrune with the slightest smile creeping up on his face.
He's
I
like,
suppose that would be quite
"Hmm,
fun.
that would be quite mischievous even, and you know, mischief is should be my middle name." It's like,
Do you have anything in mind?
hmm. You know, I have been wanting to just absolutely piss Tyrell off with something very, very, very simple. But yet, I feel like perhaps his brain won't be able to comprehend it quite well what's being done. You know? So I was thinking perhaps if we could. You know how we have those specific little boxes that are outside of our corridors um, for people
Yes.
to come and make comments or request. Uh, so we have some here, and there's obviously the ones over at the Paladins area, um, but we should certainly attempt to take ours. And you know how much he has a disdain for the syndicate because I'm in the syndicate, so it'd be even more funny to see the emblem of ours relaxed right outside of the other with their emblem on it. And yet we make it so he can't get rid of our comment box as well. So normally, because I know he's the one who goes to check them in the morning, because Kestrel is busy when he goes and prays. So if we go and take a box, our box, and put it over there with their box, so that way they both have to deal with that, but we put an immovable rod on the box and put in a very, very tiny spot, like the hinges where you can kind of like lift up the box. The little top of the box, you shove the papers in because our box is getting quite unruly. I don't know why they keep
When
leaving
is
us
the last
comments.
time you checked that box, Ilrune?
Honestly, it's not really something that I like to do, and I'm not going to lie to you. I have been using some of the papers for don't be mad at me, don't be upset. But I have been using them to light lanterns. So I don't know exactly what are they what they say, because I light them on fire. But so I left some of them in there, but not all of them. So what we do is we just take an immovable rod and we stick it inside of where the hinges are, and then we activate it. And when Tyrell comes out in the morning, just the little things. We could put it above their box so he can't open the lid to get to his. Oh my god. Oh, that would piss him off
Ilrune,
so
I am
bad.
for this plan, but only if you say I was not involved in it.
Well, you weren't. Kestrel's going to be upset because we played a little prank on his boy toy.
Ah, you know what, fuck it, let's go do it.
Exactly. That's perfect. And he just fucking puts everything to the side, and now he is 100% excited to ruin this man's morning, trying to be a very kind individual and answer questions, comments, and concerns, but now they cannot. They won't be able to when the fucking box is put directly above. Yeah, he's excited. You can see he's just the little things. It's the little things for this
Poor
man.
Tyrell, he does not deserve this.
No, he really doesn't.
Yes, he's just so excited. He's so excited.
Well, so that's what Alizon and Ilrune are up to this morning.
And Kestrel left Tyrell to fend for himself.
I mean, he'd be gone for like an hour-ish, and then he'd come back. But he'd go to their room. He would not be walking around.
Oh god. Mads, Noki, you guys up to this morning? Wow, Jesus.
I don't know. I don't know if she's really getting up to a way that she just has her own schedule that she's going through, but like not necessarily interesting shenanigans, just like her own to-do list that she's fitting in every crevice before she has to go to the party.
we stand. We stand. We stand.
I think Mads, knowing that she has to do the party this evening, so she's going to be up a lot later than she normally would be. After she finishes breakfast, she's probably going to take like an hour or two nap. And then get dressed for the part of the day before the party, in just kind of regular clothes. Do her kind of checking out the training area, seeing how training's going. She probably ran through her own training exercises as part of her nighttime, like running around the city type stuff. She just kind of fits it in with like all of her jumping from rooftop to rooftop. But I do think that I think she's very involved in the training, especially of their like newer recruits and like the younger people. So like I think there's a little bit of just like walking around the training area for the more advanced, or the like, people who work for her who are just like keeping up shape, not the people who are learning new things. And then I think she likes to, whenever possible, like run drills or spar with the newer trainees herself. Like she just kind of hops in to run a drill and then goes and does something, just so she has a really good idea of like how everyone's doing.
Gotcha.
And I feel like today, she took the nap, so she probably just hits near to the end of morning training. And then I guess, and then she would probably go find V and see if there's anything else that she needs to worry about today. Because she doesn't keep a calendar. V is a calendar.
V is 100% a calendar.
So she just does her morning stuff, and then I think their thing is he never schedules her for anything before noon,
Mm-hmm.
unless it has been like pre-approved and like absolutely cannot be made later. So she just kind of, unless during breakfast he has made her aware of something, she just kind of assumes there's nothing, and then around noon she goes and finds him and is like, okay, what do we have to do today?
Yeah, and normally he schedules more so for if I feel like with Matt specifically and how her group operate, if someone would like to have a bodyguard for hire, they go through Matt's first, and I think he scheduled a few of those meetings with some higher up officials that for oh god sorry for the party. Um, you can tell that, well, for the party specifically, they are coming from across the chasm um, to be there. And I think for V specifically, he did manage to schedule a few appointments of some individuals who would like to call upon your services uh, for the evening, just in case. Which can either be like, hey, we're getting business, or that's weird. Why would you need so many bodyguards at a party? You know, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think for sure like Mads would take note of that. Just that's an odd amount of bodyguards to be requested for a party. But I think at the same time she like one of the things with her organization is that um like yes, they are for hire, but also I think one of the things like I think it's probably an agreement she made with like a little bit of an agreement she made with Theron and the rest of the council, and a little bit of like just her own thing, is that like they won't like if it comes to a thing of like um pr- protecting the person they're hired to be the bodyguard for versus like uh not like if to do that they would have to harm a member of the council, like the Mads our party, or like an innocent person, like that's a no-go. And all of her
Mhm.
people know that. It's like they're like, yeah, well, contract is voided if we would have to do harm this list of people essentially. So I think she's not super, because she's like that's weird, but she's also like, I mean, I guess better my people there than these people bringing their own bodyguards that we don't know.
Mhm.
Because she's like, if shit goes down, her people are gonna have our back,
Mhm.
um, even if it means voiding the contract.
Mhm. Yes. Um, you do notice that as you go through that, you're probably going to be about ten people uh, down from this party that they were gonna have. They're kind of like, fuck, I gotta work now. Shit. Um, when you do have to go tell the senior, um, what is it by? Oh goodness, what is that? Seniority. By seniority, the ones that you have to tell that, hey, I'm gonna need you to do this tonight. Um, they were already like, oh, I'm so ready to pregame in like an hour. Um, but I'm like, shit. Can I at least have like one drink on the job, boss?
No, no drinks on the job, you know that, but
Oh,
Tori's bringing the good shit, and I'll save you guys a bottle.
oh shit, the good shit. Look, they like the 10 of them look at each other like, okay, listen. At that point, she's giving us the good shit. We're the Alpha Squad, and they're like, we're the fucking Alpha Squad. they're happy. They're much more. The morale went up as opposed to how down it went a moment ago. As they go and get ready for the evening, they're getting what they need, and then obviously they probably need to go out and see if they can get something tailored to the event because they weren't exactly planning for it. And this is very last minute, so Mads can charge a whole hell of a lot. That's
Yes.
just me being, it's just above the table wink wonk. Um, but yeah, your day starts to get like a little bit busy just because you need to, you know, get that all squared away. So we have Noki who's patiently waiting for when the real fun starts. And then you've got Mads who is
She's about to miss the fun stuff.
exactly. You got Mads who's actually being a good business individual, and then you have Tyrell who's working so hard to train up these young paladins into being wonderful servants that are fucking doing their job, being good citizens and shit, and then you've got two little shits out here trying to make his day harder. So, please, as you two decide to, as Ilrune drags you to go ahead and make this decision of putting your comments and concerns box over top of Paladin's comments and concerns box. So way Tyrell can't fucking open it because he's going to put not one, but two movable rods in place so that way they can't get rid of them. Can't get into them. But you can 100% still have enough space in between to shove a comment or concern inside of it. So,
But you just can't open it?
yeah, he can't, he's putting it over top. He's putting the one, like, he can get to the Shadow Syndicates, but he can't get into the Paladins ones because Ilrune's like, no, we're gonna stick it over top just enough to where if he tries to open it, it just goes dink, and he can't do it. Like I said,
I
it's
love
the
it
little
so
things.
much.
It's the little things for Ilrune, you know? Anything to make Tyrell's blood pressure rise, he's like, yes, man. This is good shit. Fucking good fucking food.
Okay, Tyrell's had a great morning, so, you know.
Yeah, he's had a wonderful morning. He's just out here
It's about to
being
get
a
ruined.
good noodle.
Oh, it was already ruined.
Um, so on that fucking note, oh man. And then Kestrel left, so that gave just
He's
plenty of.
coming back.
He's coming back, but I'm just saying, like, they don't really, like, I don't even feel like they have to roll a fucking stealth check at this point. Tyrell's fucking training everybody on the inside. Kestrel's not there. It's like perfect setup for him and Halazon right now. So, honestly, it's just sitting there and he's like, he just looks back at me. He's like, it's okay. I'm going to activate it, and then we're going to go and hide behind over there. And he's like points to a little fucking shady ass place around the corner, but enough view that you can still see it. Because honestly, he checked the box this morning, and he checks it every few hours just because he cares and gives a shit. So it's enough time to just go ahead and just fucking sneak back there. So he's like, all right, we're going to go and hide and wait and watch because I feel like he's going to come out here in just a moment. So, so he just fucking kind of like, he's giggling as he's pushing gently Alazon over to the corner, to the side, and be like, all right, we're just gonna watch, just gonna sit here and watch. It's like we have nothing else going on in the morning. Let's just wait.
All right.
It's gonna be so much fun.
Alzon has a smile on his face the whole time too. He can't help himself. He thinks it's funny.
It's, Ilrune is fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But yes, it doesn't take long. it was given the fact that it's the morning and people are waking up more, he's thinking, okay, well, more people have probably had time to come up and, put anything that they would need. Or honestly, it's more like a prayer box, like people asking
Oh
for
no.
prayers.
Yeah, paladins, remember? Like,
So
Tyrell's not a paladin, but he works with the paladin.
he's like, it's more like a please pray for my crops this year, kind
Oh
of
no.
like that type of
Yeah,
shit.
feel guilty, feel bad. Look what you're doing.
And
I personally feel bad. Alizon does not feel bad.
yeah, Ilrune is fucking cracking himself up. He knows, he saw like a little bit of the papers as he was like getting this all set up, and he was like, "Oh, please, please pray for my crops." That's cute. And he's still just moving the rats as need be. He's like, "Oh, it's adorable." Yeah, good luck. Keep fucking working on it. So yes, and then yeah, it is actually fucking. Give me a perception check.
Me?
Yeah, sorry, Alexandra. Give me a perception
Okay.
check.
13.
Okay, as as you're sitting, but as you guys kind of like walked away and now you're hiding a bit, you do notice people are starting to walk up and they're kind of like confused, like, is that supposed to be there? And like they're kind of talking to one another. They're like, "Did we put it in the?" No, this one is the box that we normally put the. Yeah, no, we should put that in there. So you can see them like trying to finagle it so they can shove the paper down inside. So they're kind of starting to stick out a little bit. So it's important, to like, hey, I should probably get the stuff out of this box. So it is even more urgent for Tyrell to get the shit, you know. And in a bit of some time, yeah, you hear a slew of just curses, a slew of curses. Tyrell is pissed. He's like, who the fuck put the? What the fuck is happening? Why can't I get? I can't get into the. Why isn't this moving? This shouldn't even be here. What is happening? You can just hear him getting fucking frustrated, like even more, just a bit louder and louder, and then like giggling. Ilrune is fucking cracking his sides. You can see there are fucking tears in his eyes, and he's like, they're fucking, yeah. He's peeking around the corner, and you guys can like see Tyrell trying to fucking grab onto the top box and like pull it loose, like pull it free. He is like, and it almost looks like he's vibrating from how hard he's just trying to do it really fast. Like, get the fuck off of here. He's like, I can't even get into. So who the fuck put this? He's talking to the people who like would normally be standing outside, but there was like no real need for it. And they're like, we didn't see anything, boss. We don't know. Like, what the fuck? Somebody from the fucking shadows. Fucking God. I fucking hate that place. God damn it. God's damn it, actually. God's damn it. He's not very happy. He's not very happy. It's getting real bad.
Could we say that Kestrel comes back while he's having a fist fight with a comment box?
Yeah, oh yeah. He's 1v1ing a comment box right now. He's 1v1ing them, motherfucker. He honestly fucking takes out one of like a dagger, trying to fucking shove it between, like, trying to,
So,
get the bitch.
what is the layout of it again? They're like, it's like a comments box, so it's like a box with like a slot in the top, right?
Yeah. And the Shadow Syndicate one is right on top of it, but just enough to where when you like, if you unlock the box, the top lid, you could reach your hand in to get the prayers out, but now you can't even do that. It's stuck. Like, it won't. You can't get your hand in there. It's just enough to where people can stick it between the two boxes, and it goes down in. And the top the top one is just overrun with papers in it. Yeah, yeah. So they're just kind of like sitting one, like stacked. They're stacked in a very fun way,
And
and Tyrell can't get it. He can't
and you
get there.
can't move the top box because of immovable
Oh, you can't
rods?
move both of them. He took two, and kind of like it's almost he's an artificer. He made shit happen. He fucking took two and he put one at the at the top, like this. So say you know how like it has hinges on the boxes to open up a
Yeah.
lid. Yeah. So the one on the bottom has one in has a very precarious one that's inside the lid. So you also can't lift the lid up because you put it in at the lid hinge. And then the other top one is also kind of set up the same way. So you can't really get into these, but they're not moving. They're stuck where they
Okay. Uh, Kestrel, like, you know, Augustus is safe plotting around, scaring the crap out of people somewhere.
are. Oh yes, even
And
Tyrell. That probably didn't make his day any better if he saw it.
excuse me, Augustus
Respectfully, he
is
probably
noble.
is shuddering a little bit. He probably, he's probably, God, I fucking.
I will not stand for this Augustus slander.
I'm just saying, I already told you that when you told me about this fucking coat, that Tyrell was not a fan, okay?
I was so excited when I discovered Damascus
I'm
Coast.
just saying, I'm just playing the character the way a character would be played. He does not like the fucking coat.
So he would hear the cursing and kind of just like go up behind him and sort of touch him on his back. Why are you fighting a comment box, dear?
It's like the fucking, he's like the fucking, he points to it. It's like the fucking boxes are, I can't get to the prayers on
Okay.
the inside because somebody put a fucking comment. God. He's just kind of
What?
like, he's trying, but he's like,
What are the
snap.
comment boxes made out of?
It's probably like only I want
Wood?
to say I want to say that they're made of like of wood. Yes, yes. But like it's a sturdy kind, so like he's been pulling at it and like he's not trying to break anything. Besides the fact he would break the hell out of the fucking Shadow Syndicate one in a heartbeat, but the other one is like he's like I don't want to fuck it up. Like this is prayer box, man. It's like
So Kestrel's gonna go grab or take out his Holy Avenger and just fucking smash it directly into the Shadow Syndicate's box and try to break it. Fuck around, you find out, you know?
you can't go make me an attack roll with a fucking.
Oh god, how do I do this? I've never played a physical character
You
before.
press the attack button.
Hang on.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
there it is.
Yeah,
It
you
popped
hit
up
the-
and it was weird. Okay. That's a 24.
Damn.
Easy enough. It wasn't damage. Is that shit damage compared to 2d6? Yeah, dude.
I rolled a
goddamn.
2 and a 1 plus
What the
8, so
fuck, man?
yeah, I rolled real bad damage.
Yeah, you did. So are you taking the sorry? Are you taking the blade end? Are you smashing it with the hilt? What are you doing again?
Whatever will just make that box shatter into a million fucking pieces.
Oh man. This might piss Tyrell off even more though. Now that you smash it, you smash it, and for some reason it's like almost perfectly planned that a wind just kicks up, and the papers that have been stuffed inside that fucking thing, which has been fucking months of just paper stuck inside of it, they blow out and kind of scatter like a fucking tornado, but now they are littering all over the front lawn of the fucking paladin's area, and it looks like confetti, but it's not confetti, and Tyrell just fucking watches as now they're gonna have to spend time cleaning up shit that has the Shadow Syndicate's marks all
At this point,
over it.
I have to say that Alizon is like dying in Ilrune's back, like just laughing.
I feel like we could hear them at this point.
Ilrune, Ilrune specifically is trying so hard not to cackle, but the fucking tears are just streaming down his face. He's at least having a hard time keeping his face in Ilrune's back because he is shaking, laughing so hard, trying to keep it in. If you would like to make another perception check, and I'll roll one
Oh,
for Tyler,
great.
let's see
I'm
if you
so
can,
good at these.
if you can hear your
I
friends
feel like this is a low
having a
DC.
go. See, like, hey, there you go.
There you go.
I opened the wrong character sheet myself. Damn, dude, you don't talk shit either. Okay. Yeah, he's too angry. He's like, I'm gonna have to do so much fucking cleanup. Yeah, Kestrel. You hear giggling, to the side. The two, um, potential perps that you got going on in the moment are, hidden by its shadows, but you look and you do see, uh, two people fucking having a good laugh at someone's expense here.
Oh, did I have that turned on? Maybe I didn't. Anyway, God. Kestrel's had a bad fucking morning.
And I mean,
Hang
when
on.
I say there's enough papers I'm gonna ping and tell you, like, it's all over the fucking place, dude. There's so many papers. Yes, I think so.
Okay. Hmm. Hang on, let me read something. God, do I want to bust out the gate with this?
Oh no.
Nah, I don't know. Maybe not. Hang on, let me look at his other shit. This work? No, that wouldn't be the right vibe. I think he. What would he do? Like, I have an idea, but it's like a nuclear.
Shit.
No.
God damn. I mean, huh? Huh?
Oh.
Oh.
Hmm. So he heard them. He knows where they are, and he's gonna. Hmm.
Remember, there are women and children around in these little houses
Yeah.
here.
So if he shattered that box, does that mean that he can see the immovable rod just kind of hanging in air from that one box?
Maybe a little bit.
Because it wouldn't have moved.
Maybe a little bit. You can see. Yeah, it's like you know how big movable rods are? Like how big
Um.
they can be? Like it's an immovable rod. You got to be able to click it and activate it.
Yeah.
It's like my boy Cass reduce and shove
Oh
it
my
in there like a
god.
pin.
So he could still. You can still interact with it though.
Ilrune could. He
I
activated
mean,
it.
technically, until you or another creature uses an action to push the button, it doesn't specify it has to be the person who
Oh, I thought it
used
had
it
to be
initially.
person. Oh, you gonna mess with it?
I mean,
Gonna play?
he's gonna have an immovable rod now. So
Ilrune's like,
he's
I'll
gonna
steal that shit
take.
back, but okay.
He's gonna take the immovable rod, uh, and sort of have it behind his back and walk over to the two. Where are they? Kind of like.
They're like in between these two, hiding in the shadows of it.
Hmm. Well, I mean, for now he's just gonna pocket the fucking immovable rod, I think. Um. Well, it seems that you two are having just a wonderful morning.
When Alizon sees Kestrel coming up, he kind of straightens up a little bit, but he's still like covering his mouth with his hand because he's trying to get himself to calm down a little bit. But seeing Kestrel come over, he kind of knows he's probably gonna get into a little trouble, and, and it's very like out of pocket for him. He only does dumb shit like this when Ilrune is involved. So
Ilrune gives no fucks ever. He is cry laughing still, and even hearing you, I think that makes him laugh even a little bit harder. And he's just like, Kestrel, good morning. Morning. How are you doing? How's Tyrell this morning?
He's just. I feel like you can feel the vibe from Kestrel is very much more than usual. Fucking done with the bullshit.
no.
And he just the look that he fucking gives Ilrune, I almost want to say, can I roll an intimidation check on it?
No, please do. And
Oh no.
let's see. Hold up, I gotta take a look.
Oh,
That's pretty damn good.
Oh.
That's pretty damn good. Damn. God,
He
what would be a
fucking
contested on
narrowed
that? What would be a
eyes.
contested of that?
Constitution? That's more physical though. Wisdom?
Well, I don't even think I should roll for that because he's not gonna fucking be okay with that. He's not gonna do very well with his wisdom. So, yeah, I'm gonna say that 28. Just gonna roll it. That 28. Yeah. You kind of see him. um. Kestrel. You don't look at me that way. Don't look at me that way. Please don't look at me that way, or at all for that matter.
Is there anyone in the area that's doing like garden work? Is this outdoors or indoors?
Outdoors.
Is there any gardener or anybody doing like work?
Probably in a bit, but they aren't outside just yet.
Okay.
It's just you guys.
I'll stop looking at you this way if you go fetch a rake and clean up all of your suggestions that somehow got all over the grass here. It's quite unsightly, don't you think?
Oh my. Did looks at Alazon. Did Kestrel just ask me to clean his yard?
I think he did.
Oh, I see. I don't know if I want to clean their yard though. I don't do outdoors. I don't do outdoors. I
don't
do
want to
outdoors for
clean
fun.
the yard of your suggestions.
No, I think it
Don't
would
you
be more
have
fun.
It's your duty to read them, and you
Mm.
can't when they're all over the place,
Well, listen, I prefer
right?
if we just burn them. You know, we burn them. How we could
Well, in
burn
order,
your front lawn.
how about I burn you?
Alazan's like, hold on a second. Kestrel, are you alright? You seem very aggravated and normally more than usual considering all that's on your front lawn is papers. Are you alright?
I think he looks at Allie, but just with his eyes. He doesn't turn his head,
Damn.
and he looks back at fucking Ilrune.
Yes.
I don't know if you can tell, but I've had a pretty bad day,
Oh.
and the day hasn't started.
Oh.
So how about you clean them up before I make you wish you had?
Oh my. Oh my.
And you know what? He's
Oh dear.
if he's being his typical shithead,
It's over.
Let me look at his shit. Hang on.
Me too. I'm looking at his as well. Really fast.
Let's see. That's just a quick one. That's not. Paladins don't have a ton of spells, so it's kind of like.
We can send somebody over to clean up the papers. It's not that big of a deal.
This is a bit of a big deal,
Ilrune,
though. Because
relax.
I'm a little bit. I mean, he's coming off a little bit strong this morning. I think he should probably take a peg down.
Well, yes, he said he had a bad morning.
Yeah, exactly, but that, I'm having a great one, so.
God,
He's
he's
going
like
to
a
ruin
second
it.
away from doing something. What do you... I feel like... Let's see. Hang on, let me read something.
It's bad. I'm also looking like, man, what would he... Boy, oh boy.
What would Ilrune do or Kestrel do?
What would Ilrin do? He's a shithead.
I think this would happen without Kestrel even realizing that it's happening. Where everybody's used to him kind of being like a golden beacon of light, and it's almost like for a moment, even though this doesn't seem like a big deal to anybody but him and probably Tyrell, although Tyrell will also not be expecting this, it's almost like instead of him giving off light, it's like he gives off pure fucking darkness.
Oh shit.
And I feel like it's still not pointed at Ali. I think it's just at Ilrune. He has to do a wisdom saving throw. DC 17.
Oh my god.
I knew it was gonna be bad. It's like, oh,
He's frightened of Kestrel for 1 minute.
oh. And that means he's trying to move away as well?
Yeah, let's see. On a failed save, the target is frightened for 1 minute. If a creature frightened, let's see. And then the frightened is... Let me read the condition. Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, which obviously that wouldn't really necessarily be true here. They can't willingly move closer.
Hmm.
And he would step closer. And like I said, it looks like he's just almost a void of light for a moment, which is not something that anyone has ever seen him fucking do before. And it's like his voice almost has like a monstrous quality underneath it, as he basically just growls, "Clean up your fucking mess."
At that point, Alizon steps in between them both, and he's like, "All right, it'll get cleaned up. Don't worry, Kestrel. It's all right. Calm down."
He does the eyes only look at him, and then he just turns and fucking walks away.
Alizon's like, "What the fuck just happened?" He turns around and looks at Ilrune with like a "What the hell? What was that about?" kind of.
Ilrune's not someone easy to scare, by the way. So for a moment when Ali does look at him before he can kind of like collect himself, which is, Ilrune's just always more so like kind of like a poker face, like good and just good. He does what he does well, and in that moment, he does have a concerned, scared look in his eyes, and then he kind of just like when Allie looks at him, he kind of just like it's like he shakes it off, and he's just like. Well, someone's in a fucking pissy mood this morning. They're perfect for each other, aren't they? Disgusting.
And I cannot say enough how out of character this is for Kestrel, by the way.
Yeah, it definitely freaked Ali out a little bit, and Ilrune would be able to see it on his face. Like, he didn't even get like hit with it, but he's still kind of like, "What the hell just happened?" A little shaken about it. The tone that Kestrel had spoken in and everything.
And Kestrel just, I think, looks at Tyrell as he walks by. Tyrell also has never seen him act like this, and he's known Kestrel for longer than anyone. And I think he heads towards his temple, his like the private kind of one, and just sort of stands outside it.
yeah, Tyrell makes note. And he will address it, but he's just like, holy. He's like, give him a space. I'm gonna give him a space. But yes, Ilrune, though, begrudgingly does start, when, when Kestrel's 60 feet away, I suppose, moves towards the mess, and he just starts fucking... How long does this last? Hold up.
It's a minute for the fear.
Okay. Oh, no, not that. I'm sorry. He's
okay.
he's doing other shit. Yeah, he's not going to fucking pick them up himself. He does not like touching these papers, so he's using mage hand to for like, collecting papers. He's like this is beneath me. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do that.
Alizon just looks at Ilrune and he's like, you don't have to. We have people who do that. Let's go get them.
He's like, yeah, but I don't want him to fucking have another tissy fit and look at you that way, because then I'm gonna have to do something to hurt him. And the only reason that I didn't hurt him in the first place is because he did whatever the fucking mumbo jumbo bullshit fucking made me scared of him for a moment. Oh, you can fuck off with that. Fuck that guy.
Alizon has his arms across his chest and he just raises the eyebrow. He's like, you're really going to clean these papers up? By yourself?
It's like, it's like magic's doing it. Look. And then...
Alright.
And he's like, there's only one reason why I'm doing this, and you'll see in a moment. You guys have, like, that little bit of, like, that fountain out front.
No.
And so he is collecting all of the papers now that, and assuming Tyrell's like, alright, well, he's fucking doing that, and I don't wish to be anywhere fucking near him, he grabs the prayers and goes about his business. Ilrune is making a, giant wad of, like, a spitball.
Oh my
god. And he's gonna use catapult to send that shit. send that shit. He's like, yes, that'd be perfect.
Ilrune, why? You just said you didn't want to piss him off again.
He's like, he'll have to go up there and fucking see it. And apparently he was walking towards
They're gonna know it was you.
He's like, and he can come for me later, and I'll have something for his ass.
What if I wanted a peaceful night at the party tonight?
I don't want to have a peaceful night. I'm going to piss him off even more. He started it. I don't like being frightened.
Alright, you've been outside long enough, and he just grabs him by his ear and starts dragging him back.
He's like, what, can I just throw a bit more? I can do another. But, please, just right there. Just, look, it needs to be symmetrical. Please.
Alright, yes, I do prefer it to be symmetrical.
Exactly, honestly, it's going to bother me. So he just gets another, like, bit of the wad together, and then he just catapult again, and just fucking launches it. So now it's like, so I feel like there are multiple, like, symbols. Probably is 100% really going for it with paladins. There is a statue that normally sits on top. It's like a stone one. I feel like there's a few of them that are lined up at the top of their building. And specifically, given the fact that Kestrel is someone who follows, I fucking forgot my own god's name. That one.
Oh, hang on. It's, Zaris?
Yeah, Zaris. He specifically aimed for Zaris up at the top of the building and went for both of his eyes. So now his eyes have Shadow Syndicate spitballs, but made with the fountain water, so it's not actually spit, that are caked into his eyes right now from catapult. Yes, and he walks off to go about his business.
Now, if I would have known that, I wouldn't have let him do it, but it's too late now.
Exactly. He wasn't going to tell the full plan. He's know you're trying to de-escalate, and he's like, nah, man, you frighten me? Nah, man, nah. Now we got something to talk about.
This whole time, I just picture, even though he's not a real animal, I just picture Augustus, like, peeking around the corner, just watching, slowly chewing grass.
Chewing papers.
Yeah,
eating a
literally.
paper.
Exactly. He gets some of the prayers out of the box. Yeah, there we go.
Just slowly chewing.
Mm, 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 Tyrell's a little bit afraid to bring that up. You know, he's a little. I feel like he might be like, "Oh God, what the fuck." Yeah. And when you did that, Allie knows something's weird's going on. Everyone's like, "What the fuck, Tyrell?" I'm wondering if that would have messed with. No, I'm gonna say no. No, no, no. Everybody else is doing their own thing, so I'm not gonna say that messed with anybody else. But yes,
Just
the
normal
shenanigans.
things.
Yeah, the shenanigans. Just so normal. It's just so normal. The paladin's acting great. Fantastic. The paladin's doing great this morning.
Paladins are known for that kind of thing. So.
You know? Exactly.
We all know how well it goes when the campaign starts with a paladin having a nightmare.
Exactly.
We all know that goes great every time.
It goes
Yeah.
so well.
Yeah.
It goes
Uh-oh.
so well. I just want to say and put out there for the record, though, if the I'm glad that you didn't do anything to Allie, for purposes of the fact that I thought of him like, oh man, if Thorn was there, but then Thorn's not there, so it's everything worked out. Everything
And
worked
I
out.
feel like him and like Kestrel usually gets along with fucking everybody, and he knows that even if Allie was laughing, he knows who the fucking mastermind was, you know?
Yeah, Ilrune just painted one hell of a target, though. He's like, well, you painted. Ilrune's like, I'm gonna fuck with him. And it's like, Allie's like, stop. And he's like, I can't now. Now I have to
I
do it.
can't, I'm too much of a shithead.
Do it.
Now I have to do it. The voices, the voices.
The voices.
Oh God. Goodness. Uh, but yes, I want to say, unless if there's anything else anyone wants to do, we can move towards the time frame that will be the start of the extravaganza.
Yeah.
You all, knowing that you're not from, well, not originally from here, it's always insane, I feel like, for everyone in this party to, or anyone that has come from the top to down here, to see how much it has grown since your arrival here. The way that the buildings were brought up, raised from the ground, you know, the way that the nature around the around Cabin Spires just really created sorry, um, created a kind of like just a serene utopia for everyone that does live here now. It wasn't always like this, and considering the fact that you guys did end up down here through that shipwreck uh, so long ago, you guys have pretty much grown with Cavern Spire itself, and even still walking through the through it from your respective areas, seeing it the way it is now, you guys might have a hard time taking credit, but you definitely deserve your flowers for helping it get to where it is. And the people here definitely take their time to really show you that they appreciate everything that you have done. Um,
So fucking pretty.
So pretty.
You see what I mean about that WoW zone, though?
Yeah.
It really is reminiscent.
um, but yes, as you guys make your way, you can all make a place to convene. You all have those earrings and can talk to one another. Normally, I believe the main place to meet up with one another would have been around this area, like around here. It's the original, like, it's funny to see it around everything else. The original place where you all kind of started out is between here and here. Oh, God.
Those are
And
like the oldest buildings kind of thing.
yeah, these two are like the oldest buildings, and this one specifically, you guys remember having rooms where you could come out and look at each other, be around each other, play cards and whatnot, like a
Aw.
normal D&D party would, until you guys started to branch off and get your respective um, people that would follow you and ways that you could assist in keeping the city safe. Um, But normally, when you guys do end up meeting up, it's just like a place of solace. You guys just kind of end up normally meeting here, knowing full well that the party being thrown is going to be in the main city building. We kind of call it like the Capitol building or like the Capitol Hall kind of thing. Um, that is where you will be meeting up with Theron and Tiberius before the events truly start. However, uh, yes, you all convene at the old um, at the old headquarters. It's more so, I want to say, kind of a what are those? Not like a rest stop place, but like the welcome to kind of, you can,
Greeting
yeah,
center?
like a
Welcome
greeting
center?
center, kind of like a greeting center. Um, there's it's funny, they kind of left, well, I say kind of so much. They left a attic space for kind of for your older um items that you guys have probably stored or gone on to better
Aw.
things, and they're like, yeah, no, we'll just leave this here. Um, honestly, probably a few little mementos that they've put up, almost like a gallery kind of thing going on. It's
Aw.
a cute little homage to just where you
Aw.
guys were and like how
Humble
you're,
beginnings.
yeah, the
Yeah.
humble beginnings. It's always fun to go there and see it, and you do catch a lot of the people that work for you now, taking their time, like when they do have time off for themselves, they kind of go there and see, uh, just to relive little things as much as they can of what you all started out as. Um, and namely, one of the more interesting bits that they have kept inside of the little welcome area is a piece of the ship that you all ended up, um, that is the reason you guys are all here. The shipwreck, they have a piece of it that has the name of the ship on it, kind of encased to the side. So it's important to them enough to have that there. There's a few different pieces of what would be shipwreck parts, pieces of the ship that are there as well for other members that have made it down there in the same kind of fashion. Um, as well as kind of a memorial and a memento for people that didn't make it when those types of things happened. Um, but yes, and as everyone kind of starts trickling to that area specifically, you guys do eventually hear the voice that was in your heads this morning walking up behind. Uh, it's like, and I was waiting patiently for you all to show up, and for some reason I knew that you would be here. As Theron Laurier, a very tall changeling man with dreadlocks and all manners of gold and purples on him. Very lovely facial hair. It's very, very well kept. Piercing golden eyes. Um, Smiling with a bit of a. He's got. He has like fangs of his own, but he's not a vampire. He's just a changeling individual that has like a bit of a extra wide grin, and everything about this man is just large personality and kindness. It's just emanating off of him. He is a very trusted member of the council, and he does his allegiances over the years, you guys have noticed, have been mainly to the Dawnseekers as opposed to his own little setup. So he is a very dear friend.
This is kind of an above table. The expansion extravaganza. He is not in favor of this expansion effort, right? And I think that's kind of what had been discussed a little bit, I think.
Yes. So, since I'm recording, for those who don't know, I sent out a invitation to the expansion extravaganza, where Theron, our dear angel here, expressed his concerns for the fact that the individuals of the council voted in favor of exploiting more of the land below and to the side, as opposed to potentially finding ways to make it easier for the people who live here to get out should anything happen, with the fact that you guys have seen a recent rise in the water levels from the trickle above down below. So yes, he is not in favor. He is a nay, not a yay.
And we're pretty tight with him and
Oh, yeah.
Tibbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're probably more sympathetic to his point of view, but he got outvoted
Him
on the
and
council.
yeah, him and Tiberius, who is slowly trotting behind him. He was like, I'll come with you to meet them. A shorter, but not too short. He's about 5'11" himself as well. Um, uh, Individual with salt and pepper in his beard, and very short but curly hair. He wears robes. He gives off the wizard vibe for sure.
Handsome.
As he walks up behind Theron, and he smiles at you all. It's like, and I am just here to also escort, but keep an eye on Theron to make sure that he doesn't wander too far from his own party. Theron's like, ha, you're funny. I'm not going to do that. The two of them, you guys have noticed over the years that the two of them have a very tight, um, relationship. They're very close.
I was about to
So
say
normally,
gay, so I'm glad you beat me to it.
So who's the bottom?
oh my god, these guys. So, so yes, the two of them smile and greet you, excited to have the squad together. for a lovely event. Oh, it should be a lovely event.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Hmm? Huh?
Hmm?
Huh?
Don't you
Huh?
hawk at me.
Huh?
Huh? I think Kestra would kind of look at there and, I mean, it's your party, but I don't, I don't think you're especially excited about throwing it.
There's a tight smile. It's like, whatever makes you think that?
Every conversation we've had about this since they started talking about it, nothing big, I suppose.
I do not understand why they want to go this route. It makes no sense. This,
I
it's
mean,
cursed. This is cursed.
this whole region or this whole plan?
This plan is going to curse the region. I can just, I can feel it.
And there's nothing we can do to change their minds.
I mean, everyone is. Minds are moldable, yes. But they have been extremely stubborn.
Perhaps it's fear. Heads in the sand about the water. If they ignore it, it's not happening.
You see him kind of like wave his finger in the air, and he's like, that does sound accurate, but we cannot turn our eye away from it for so long. It's getting much higher than we were expecting over the years.
Well, we all have, with our groups and our people, a certain amount of autonomy. Who's to say that we couldn't dedicate some of our own resources to looking into it without the council having to burden themselves with such things when they're focused on the expansion? It's
I
they
do
don't need
like
to
that
know.
idea as well.
Mhm.
You know, I am more than happy to have that be a solution. Tiberius chimes in because I can't, because I'm about to give up on doing Theron's accent for right now, because, oh, God. Um, Tiberius kind of chimes in. He's like, you all, the little friend that you all have made since coming down here, um, they sent Godeling and his second in command, along with a few of his people, to go and scout out. Um, Recently, they did it kind of under the table and didn't inform us that this was going to happen. And we are. I am concerned that if they go poking around now, it's going to come back to bite us in the ass later.
Do we know where they sent Goodling? Exactly?
Tiberius would kind of like, he would look around. Um, it's a bit like, well, because they're not here. You guys are all right here. Um,
Hmm.
he
We're
kind
all
of
in the old
points.
building.
Yeah, he kind of points to like a direction. Um, it's like, you know that no one really bothers the crater, the the deep tunnel that we keep ignoring, not wanting to go down there. More so, people go down there and then they just don't
I want to go down there, but nobody will let me.
You're not allowed to go down there. And everyone's like, you're not allowed to go down there.
My point exactly.
But if our friend was sent there, then
Tiberius is like, I don't think they sent him down there. I think they sent him a bit towards past past the glades, but more so to look towards. They're trying to burrow into the damn mountains. They're trying to start clearing mountains or putting more shit over there, and it just makes no sense. We haven't. The reason the mountains are still there and we haven't been trying to chip away the damn things is because we just should leave it alone. They're fucking huge.
it's
It is a task
starting-
for years.
it sounds like greed. Is that all this is? Is just greed?
It's either greed or a fucking body that see who can piss on it first. I don't know.
What if we sent the other chairman down the hole instead?
I am all in favor of shoving them down the hole without a parachute, but I feel like most of them could probably cast things to enable that not being the end of it. But you know, I'm not trying to kill anyone. Theron's like, we're not trying to kill anyone. It's like it would get the job done in typical wizard fashion. It would get the job done. But they just seem like they've been holding this in for a minute, and it feels good to release it.
Well, it seems like we have to go to this party and present a unified front with the rest of the council. Am I mistaken? Or is that the plan?
Well, they know how we stand on the matter, and they are aware that out of all of the council, that we're hoping that we are your favorites. But yes, it's more. I think they're just attempting to have more of a meet and greet today with this, and see who else they can get on board to till the land, I suppose.
I'm with you, Kestrel.
Kestrel has trouble making eye contact with Allie. He kind of just nods.
I agree
Not-
that the reasoning for the party is bullshit, but that doesn't mean that we can't still have a good time there. And then get to work on our own plans in the morning.
It's true.
I feel like Tiberius is like, always a pleasure to have you around, Matt.
That is my entire goal, so thank you.
I think we could all use a night to properly unwind a little bit.
I'm not usually one for parties, but I suppose it will be fun. Maybe.
Being around Kestrel, Orun has been uncharacteristically quiet, but I feel like Kestrel, you can feel eyes on the back of your head. And Tariel, however, has been at Noki's side, but she has also, now that everyone's together, has collected Alizon in her arms now.
Oh my. Do you remember earlier when you said that whenever she sees him, she like picks him up like a cat and he tenses up? That's exactly what he does when she picks him up. He just tenses and goes, "Oh God."
She's like,
Hello
Alizon,
to you
I
too.
missed you so much. Oh my god, it's been so long. Oh my goodness, it's so good to see you.
It's lovely to see you as well.
Oh,
Ugh.
so I always enjoy our little times together. It's always
Really?
so nice. just rubbing her cheek
Why?
against the top of your head.
I love her.
Fucking
He enjoys
adorable.
hugs with everyone.
she's
Good
just
sunshine.
she's just carrying him now. She's just like,
He's just a deflated cat.
She's like, hmm.
Limp.
It's always so nice to have everyone together for dinner. I love it so much.
Why do you handle me this way?
Because I love you so much. And it's so much fun. And you just let me do what I want, and I love that.
Well, if I told you no, you would start crying, and I can't deal with that.
I would cry. Just the thought of it, she gets big crocodile tears.
Oh, don't cry. All right, it's fine. It's fine.
Noki side-eyeing Allie.
Don't you even fucking dare.
Now he's scared too. He's like,
It's
deflates
just
even more.
Didn't even need to use a creepy feature.
Yeah.
Cast, don't you even fucking think about it.
Don't you even dare.
With advantage.
Yeah.
Literally. She-
Tori, did you have the wine with you, or did you send that ahead to the party?
And she's just, at that moment, I think you guys do notice that there's been clinking, like clinks. Like clink, 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 clink. I just,
Oh my God.
I went and I got it myself because I thought it would be better if I just brought it. It's like, she reluctantly puts Allie down for just a moment.
He instantly skedaddles away.
She's like, Allie, no, damn it. Well, we're gonna have a dance later, so don't go too far. And she just kind of like goes to her purse and listen, girl strong. She's got wine, like, I want to say they gave her a case with like the wine like in individual, oh goodness, in individual slats inside of a wooden, like kind of like wooden cratey kind of thing. She's got two, which would probably be about, I want to say if there's like 12, something like maybe like 24, 26 bottles of this shit.
God damn, girl.
Jesus Christ.
She was carrying Allie
Oh
too.
my God.
Right, she
Is
picked
there
Allie
any
up.
wine left in the city that isn't on your person currently?
And she's like, "Oh, this is from their. Well, see, V said to bring some, and so I thought it was bring a good bit. We still have more." Looks at Mads. We do still have more, so don't worry about that. I grabbed
Oh,
the ones that you know, like the good year kind. Even though I don't really drink like that, but I think these are good years. Yeah.
oh, they're perfect, Tori. Thank you so much. You're perfect.
Oh.
V, grab your bottle before it gets taken.
V is
I know it looks
fucking
like a lot, but I don't think it's gonna last as long as we think it's going to.
exactly.
What time of day is it now? Is it getting close to party time?
Yeah, so it's about like 5:30, like 6. It's getting right. You guys probably hear well, or more so see Theron kind of like looking around. Like people are talking to him in his head. So he's getting, you know, like updates. Um but yeah, V is like looking through, pulling one out and pulling another one, like looking at the years, and he finally chooses one. Thanks her properly, and he just kind of like puts it on his person. And Tar's just like, just adjust the makeshift thing she has for these two crates that are just kind of chilling, you know. And she's just like, he's like, I don't know exactly where I'm going to put them. I think I'll leave that up to Theron and Tiberius. But if you guys would like some, I do still have more. There's at least 25 more bottles on my person, and we do still have some back at the church. And yes, yes, that's it. I think that's it. I think that's all that I have in my in
That's
the
more
brain
than enough,
space.
Tori. Before I forget though, will you send a few bottles of this, either what's here or what you have back, over to my guys tomorrow who are having to work tonight? I made them promise not to drink on the job. but I did promise them that they would be able to, I would get them some good wine so they could have their own party tomorrow.
Oh, of course. I can definitely make sure I make a note of that in my head mentally, and then I will also make another note of it somewhere physically so I don't forget.
Wonderful. But by the way, guys, I think I forgot to mention this over the earrings earlier, but I did have a unusual amount of Ren, you said it was like people from out of town coming in, right? Who were hiring my
Yeah,
guys?
so like there's Cabin Spire, but then like on the other parts of the map here, they're like little like cities and stuff that reside. Cabin Spire is just like the biggest one because it's had the most. Like, it's had you guys.
It's
and
Shendar
then,
of the area.
yeah, exactly. It's Shendar of the area.
Sweet. Yeah. So I think I'm just kind of relay that I had to hire out about 10 of my guys tonight to people coming in for this party specifically, and it just that just seems like a lot for a party. Like I know it's a big party and I know we have a lot of out of town people coming in, but I almost never have to hire out that many people, especially on such short notice. So just keep your eyes open tonight.
Will do. Thank you, Matt.
What do they know that we don't know?
I'm not sure, but I would rather they have my guys than bringing in their own bodyguards, so...
Certainly. What if... What if their own bodyguards are busy, which is why they're outsourcing? There's so many possibilities, and I just... makes me nervous.
Yeah. So, you know, let's enjoy ourselves, but maybe not get too drunk, just in case.
I wasn't planning on it anyway.
Probably a good idea.
Had already taken a bottle of wine and was about to uncork it and just kind of puts his hand down.
But Mads for sure has already uncorked a bottle of wine. She's just like, maybe not too many?
Listen, V was like, "Are we pre-gaming before we go?" I hope. He's already had
Yes.
like 2 shots to at least get him enough to where he's
100%.
around you guys. Like,
Listen, if the energy's there, Kestrel is having some fucking wine already. He's got some nerves. So, we will play nice and just try to unwind at this party. And then get started on the real work tomorrow. Once we've slept it off, of course. There will be work to do, so...
Alzon's pretty quiet. He looks like he's thinking.
Thinky. Okay. Theron and Tiberius look at you all and are happy with that. Indeed, they would much rather you all have a good time, and we can worry about the heavy shit later and just save face for the night. So they're willing to try and keep their composure about the situation. You do see though, Tibbs is like, I'll stay with them. He looks at there and he's like, I'll stay with them, and I'll show up, with the crew, and you can go and do what you need to do, grand entrances and all. And he's like, I do enjoy a grand entrance.
Tibbs, you're always such a team player.
You see him just do a very exaggerated bow with a hand to the chest and the other one kind of out as he kind of like flips his cloak that has literal fucking starlight in it. He's just...
Oh my god.
Cool.
He's the wizard. He's just like, well,
is it a cloak of billowing?
listen, if he wanted it to be, he probably could have made that happen, but he just did it to have a little bit of flair and flourish.
We love it.
Well,
Yes.
takes a swig of wine, hides it in his cloak thing that he has.
You're not very sneaky, Kestrel.
You're right, I should drink the whole thing now.
V's
You'll
like,
have to take
yeah.
it from him where he's gonna do it.
V's like, yeah.
Halston's like, maybe we should save it for later. He just takes it from his friend and holds on to it.
I thought we were pre-gaming.
I'm not drinking at all.
At all?
Is Kestrel normally a semi-alcoholic, or is this new behavior?
I mean, he parties, but I feel like he doesn't usually pre-game this hard. He's
Okay.
Alizarn is concerned for his friend for sure. He's been sus of him all day.
he's being a little performative with being happy, I think, is probably the best way to put it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was like, I was trying to figure out if Mads would be like, why are you trying to drink so much? Or if that was like a more normal thing to happen.
Like he'll party, but you know, he's a party boy, but pre-gaming like this is not his standard way of fucking doing shit.
Should
You
I
know.
roll insight to see if that I find it weird, or is it
Yeah, insight. Let's go. PvP. All right.
What am I rolling? Am I
Perception.
rolling persuasion or deception? And I won't
Persuasion
have
or
to say what-
perception? Whichever. Yeah, you don't have to say which
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Deception or
Are
perception.
Are we all rolling? Or just,
I mean, if you guys want to get some insight on your boy, you guys may certainly do it.
What are we rolling for?
I'm rolling
Insight?
privately, so.
Hi, hello, that's a 25.
Damn it!
Damn.
One person beat the deception or persuasion roll that I made.
Monks do be wise.
So, you can, if you would like to message, you don't have to say it out loud.
Okay. I like doing the sneaky shit.
I don't. No, I'm just kidding. Because I always roll bad.
Me over here could have, hold on. Just to see, because I'm curious. Nope, not you. Oh, yes, you.
Uh-oh, what's happening? What do you mean?
And I'm gonna do it with this because
I
damn,
like the question mark dice.
damn, that suck, that suck.
I think Mads, she sees what she sees, but she also sees how hard Kestrel is trying to be normal, and so she doesn't say anything. She just kind of clocks that and saves it for later.
He's fucked up. Oh my god.
Oh no, what's happening?
No, I'm just like remembering like how this all started.
My guy has had a bad day. It's been rough. that was a rough way to start your day.
It reminded me of in a Critical Role recently where somebody, this Grand Demon, showed a couple people of Bell's Hells like different horrible things, and Chetney saw dead children, and Imogen talked to her mom, and Chetney was like, "You talked to your mom? That's fucking it? That's the vibe." Like, oh, you guys got normal mornings? Cool.
Listen,
Yeah,
you chose to be the fucking paladin. Eat
Listen,
it. Eat it. Alright?
I got jump scared by my dog. Does that count as having a bad morning?
You
sure.
got jump scared.
Listen, but then he did the cute stretches with
He
the butt
did.
in the air, you know?
And then he got lots of lovin's.
He did. That he did. But yes, Theron goes off about his business to the main capital, and Tiberius walks you guys through these. Oh, wrong thing. Go back to my own. But these the old headquarters is attached to this building now, where it got attached to this building. This is the newest building. This is actually the besides where the paladins are. It's the closest to the mountains currently. This building is the newest one that they have. They used to just operate. The council used to just operate out of here, but they expanded. So Tiberius kind of just walks you guys through the hall, where you guys will start to see there are plenty of there's plenty of statues and imagery throughout the entirety of Cavernspire. The down here, I feel like there is a common knowledge that obviously the gods do exist, just like how it is in the world up top. Gods exist, and whether you choose to follow them is a yay or a nay, and no one really, tries to shove too much down your throat, depending on who it is. So walking through the halls, you guys do see there are statues of gods, and some of them are just decorative depictions of angels and other type of whatever have you. There, it's very grand. You can tell that they put a lot of effort into really making this place the utopia that they all dreamed of having. Mainly the council behind a lot of the design, but also letting the people add their own little flair to it as they'd like.
Oh.
It's pretty.
Walking through this hall, you guys do start to hear that the music is a bit louder. You can tell that there are oh goodness, there's a good, probably a decent sized orchestra playing a bit further
Shit.
into the capital area for the evening events. Walking through, you do see definitely new faces, old faces, people who acknowledge you, some that don't, that might not. It just might be a little bit weird because you guys are so used to being around people and helping people here, that to see some that don't really give you that acknowledgement like how everyone else would, it's refreshing, and yet it's like, I might want to keep my eye out for, they don't know, I don't know these people. I've been here for so long, and they must be coming from pretty fucking far.
The outsiders.
Yeah, so yeah, pretty much like that kind of like looking at people, getting a good vibe for people. God, I hope this doesn't get too fucking loud. But yeah, Tiberius is kind of leading, which does make even more people kind of stop and give you head nods of acknowledgement as you guys walk through the halls. Um, Tiberius himself, he's kind of just in his own head, and he normally is, given the fact that he's, who he is. He's kind of, you guys know that he is one of the last members to join the council. Theron was the second. There was someone before Theron, but they're not alive anymore. So Theron kind of like inherited being the one to get everything started. um, oof. Yeah, so Tiberius, he's kind of just walking through, giving acknowledgement where need be. He does, though, he's feeling weird energy, I want to say, between a few of you.
What?
And as you guys kind of make it to this, it's a little corridor right before the grand hall that will be where everything's taking place. He does stop and look back, and he's like, not everyone seems themselves today. He looks at you, Kestrel, kind of looks at you, Allie. Can see that Mads is picked up on something because she's perceptive, and he's like, I feel like there's something going on there. Ilrune has been staring daggers in the back of Kestrel's head for a minute. Tyrell is already just wanting to go back home. V is drunk, getting there. He's drunk. He won't say it out loud, but he's for sure already there, and he's like holding his wine bottle, his special wine bottle, like a baby right now. Tari is just fucking one woman showing off her guns and standing behind Noki, just being, scary dog privileges at the moment. It's not really scary. Come on. Are you all right? You don't seem yourselves. Some of you don't seem yourselves.
Kestrel is gonna use his glamour weave to just make himself look like that glowy fucking paladin. He's got the smile on his face that's kind of like what you guys are used to, and he just kind of looks at him like, I don't know what you mean, my friend. Let's go mingle. And he just marches right into the fucking party.
I see. Is that so?
I want to say that it looks like he makes it look like there are wings on his back. I don't know what that roll was.
Tiberius is just like,
I feel like Tyrell also doesn't look convinced, but
yeah, Tyrell is just.
Alizon is also not convinced.
Tyrell's kind of just quiet. He's being a quiet second in command right now.
Before Tyrell gets too far, Alizon stops him for a second and is like, have you noticed anything weird with him today?
I feel like he takes Allie to the side for a second, just like, but not like too obvious, because Tiberius is keeping Kestrel a bit occupied at the moment. And he just very quietly, he's like, he had a nightmare. I've never seen him have a nightmare before. He was screaming, yelling in it, and eventually I got to wake him up, but it was like he was in a trance, and he's been shaken up about it ever since.
That would explain why he's been acting a little weird today. Should I talk to him?
I think it would be good to have. It's good to have you all here. I think he needs reassurance. He was looking at me as if I had wounds this morning, and I think perhaps something in that dream made it. If he just kind of like takes a second, he's like, if there is concern to be had about this party potentially turning into something more than just a party, I feel he might just be on edge as well about it. But I think if you talk to him, if any of you talk to him, and at least reassure him that that's something. I think it would do something.
Alright. I'll talk to him.
I appreciate it.
And thank you for letting me know. Just kind of usher like back into the group so it doesn't look sus or anything.
Tyra's trying not to look sus either.
Ilrin's too busy glaring at Kestrel to notice.
Yeah, dead ass. He's too busy fucking staring at the back of his head like, What am I gonna
reaches
do?
up and squeezes his face with his hand. Squeak, squeak. Stop it.
He's like, well, I didn't do anything yet. Yet.
You're already admitting to the crime and you haven't done it yet.
I am guilty, sir. I am
Behave
guilty.
yourself.
I am guilty to all crimes that will be committed on this fine evening. To which then Tari just kind of pokes her head in between the two of you. He's like, what are you guys whispering about?
He just jumps and he's like, hells. Damn it, Tari. You're the only one who can scare me, I swear to God.
She picks him up.
Oh, fucking hell.
She just looks back. She's like, "No, I got him." We're gonna dance. All of us should dance together. It'll be so much fun.
Yeah, so much fun.
Just holding him, just doing little boot like bops back and forth. Do 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 do.
Why am I being handled like a baby right now? I don't like this.
He's like, everything will be just fine. We're gonna dance. I'm gonna put the wine down, and then you and I are gonna go dance. It'll be fun.
All right, if you say so.
Yep. You get dragged. You get dragged.
He can't do anything. He's being carried right now.
Exactly. He sure as shit is.
Carried around by a woman wearing 2 full wooden cases of wine on her back.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
I imagine. I don't know. I would imagine that's how she's carrying it.
Hell yeah.
Paladins have high strength.
Hell yeah.
Just like, let's go.
He's so impressed, but so scared at the same time.
Don't be
She
scared.
intimidates the shit out of him.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. She happy. She happy girl.
She's a very happy girl. Alzon's glad.
happy
She likes him.
Happy girl. Just a happy girl.
Exactly. Tiberius takes a moment, takes a beat, looks at you all, and he then walks to the entryway, and he does explain to the announcer that you all are here, to which everyone is like, now welcoming the Dawnseekers. And you kind of see, like, it's like everyone kind of just stops, and you can hear like a little bit of like clapping going on around in the room. You guys are well revered here, obviously for many reasons, but it's almost like they were waiting for you all to show up before they really started the party. Lord, please don't let this be too loud. It's always so loud. Sorry, for me. But yes, as you walk in, you guys do see that Theron has outdone himself with his normal purples, golds, and whites that are decorating around the space itself. A lot of candles are lit at the moment. The orchestra starts playing a bit loudly, a decent, uh, upbeat kind of tune for you all to walk into. The announcer goes on to the next individuals who are behind you that just kind of like filter in. Uh, the floor itself, almost like he decided that he was going to get the floor redone for this momentous occasion. Um, with like those same purples and the it's more so happening up in the dome part of the Capitol. Sorry, here we go. There was some assistance by Mr. Tiberius himself. The walking into the corridor, there is a multitude of people. Like I said, plenty of candles that are lit, and when you look up at the ceiling, it's as if the galaxies and stars and constellations are above your heads instead of the ceiling itself. Uh, to which Tiberius kind of like he leans over a little bit and he whispers, he's like I did that part. Kind of gassing his own self up, you know, like I did that.
This is stunning.
It's like, oh, thank you, I appreciate
You've really outdone
it.
yourself.
It's like, oh, thank you, appreciate it.
Kestrel changes his wings to be slightly more reminiscent of the decor of the room.
But yes.
Match the vibe, you know?
Match the vibe. But yes, you guys will see that there are plenty of people standing, talking, and having good, good rapport with one another. There are some who are kind of looking and pointing at little things and imagery that are happening around inside of the room. Theron is standing in the back of the ballroom setup where there is more light, and he is waiting for everyone to be inside, and so he can start the I guess announcing for the toast, I'll say, in quotation marks, the toast of the event itself. You guys do notice that people are walking around with champagne. At that time, Tari does drag Allie with her to go give the bottles of wine to the kitchen staff that are assisting in the moment.
He's just waving to everyone as he's getting dragged away.
She looks at Noki. She's like, I will be right back. I'm gonna go take Allie with me, and we're gonna go drop off the wine, and then we'll dance eventually, all of us.
So soon.
You just like have fun.
Ah, thank you.
V is currently kind of looking at the pillars, and he's like, I'm gonna go climb up that one, and then I'm gonna sit right there because I think I'll be able to see everyone, and if I can't see everyone, I'll just move to the next one. So you guys have fun. And you see him with his wine, just do dope monk shit, almost drunken master dope monk shit, up the side and up into the fucking rafters, and you see him get nice and posted for the fucking evening with his wine that he uncorks, and you see him smiling so wide, and he's like, ha ha, this is gonna be great. The cork drops down and hits somebody in the head, and they're like, what the fuck? And they can't even see where he is. So they're like, okay. The decor is falling. Yeah, the decor is falling from. Okay. Not concerning at all.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. But yes, ballroom is set up. The other council members are there. Um, there is a part of the open hall here that does have where dinner will be being served. It's kind of very open. Um, but there's oval tables with chairs that are set up to the back of the room where a lot of the staff is kind of like working to get the hors d'oeuvres and things together for you all to enjoy during the party. Oh.
Kestrel is drinking.
Ali still has the bottle he took from him earlier.
He found another one.
Oh, Jesus. Jeez.
It's a party. There's more than one bottle here.
Jeez.
Oh, absolutely. I was just saying Ali's has one too.
And he's like being the butterfly, greeting everybody.
Hmm.
You know, how everybody's used to Kestrel being.
Yeah, I think, like, Mads, because so much of her work is, other than meeting with, like, clients, so much of her work is not around people, but she is a little more of a social butterfly, and so every time we go to a party or something, like, she is just absolutely constantly just wandering around talking to anybody and everybody.
Oh.
Oh. I do love Mads.
I love Mads too.
There are a multitude of faces here. Like I said, new, old, and everyone seems to be having a very, very wonderful time, especially when that wine reserve is brought out. They are so excited. You can see the wine snobs of the group are 100% like, oh my god, where did they find? Oh, this is wonderful. Oh my goodness, do you think that they would sell us one? I can't get wine like this anywhere. Just kind of gassing up the wine choices. And as everyone's doing their little bit of a meet and greet, there is the moment where Atari drags Allie back to do a little bit of some dancing closer to the orchestra, and V is 100%, he's content, he's not coming down. A few of the council members are walking around doing their social butterflying as well as Kestrel and the others. Ilrune is standing off to the side, almost a little too close to Tyro.
Oh no.
Yeah, you can see that there's a heat in that part of the room. That is until Theron does grab a glass of the now provided wine, and he taps on the glass to get everyone's attention. The orchestra starts to slow and quiet down their pace as he looks at everyone. And he's like, friends, thank you for joining us on this momentous occasion. We've come very far from where we were, and it has been a pleasure and an honor to work with some of you, most of you. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say all of you, but I think at this party we can come together and put our differences aside for now. As we enjoy the rest of this evening, please eat, drink, be merry, and look to the future with a hope, with a bright outlook. And hopefully all of us can come together to make something truly beautiful. Thank you. And he kind of it's just something simple, sweet, keeps it nice and clean. Um, and everyone kind of like claps and does little, makes their way closer towards him and the rest of the council. Kestrel, do me a quick favor.
Okay.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, I'm so good at these, you guys.
Hey, let's go!
I have a +0 to perception, so...
Wow.
Kestrel, in the picture I showed for the ballroom setup, that light is there behind Theron as he steps down the steps and off to the lower part of the floor that is level with everyone else. That bright light is there. And it
Can you
makes
reopen it?
Yes, and it makes you think immediately to what you saw in your nightmare standing
The
at the
light.
top of the steps.
I think he probably stops mid-sentence and kind of politely excuses himself from his conversation and just beelines it right for Tyrell. He doesn't make a big deal. He doesn't, scramble away screaming. He knows he can keep his shit together, but he's rattled and he just goes to his safe place.
In your head, as you beeline for Tyrell, who's standing a bit further away from that spot in the ballroom setup, as you run up towards him, you probably have to get his attention because he's looking and keeping his eye out for just anything. It's just something he does. But the moment that he begins to turn towards you, you see pale white eyes, blood dripping from his mouth, a gaping hole in his chest, and in the back of your head you hear, "Not enough." And that's where we'll end our session for today.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
Nice little trauma sandwich.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god!
Oh shit.
Kestrel's fucked up, you guys.
Oh no.
He's doing how you say not great. I took such bad notes.
It's okay. I have good notes for everything except my own intro.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, none of us will ever take as good notes as Moff, period. Ever. In the history of note. I have played D&D since I was like 20, and I've never seen anyone take notes that good. So... But...
Thanks for the trauma.
Alright, time to go to bed, guys.
Listen, hey, it's only 11 for me. I'm just gonna oh my god, I'm just gonna distract myself with video game. Vimeo game time, baby. Nothing bad happened.
Nothing bad ever
Kestrel
happens.
is having